Yes, people. Welcome back to another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And as you can see from the title, Benzema stars as City beat Real Madrid. Also, Liverpool defeat Villarreal. We will get to all of those things plus more. But first and foremost, big up to everyone who's supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. It's much appreciated and it does not go unnoticed. So big up to everyone who is currently locked in. Love to all the regulars as well. Love to all the regulars. Love to all the new people. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, we continue to grow this community. So this is the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, people. And for those that don't know how it works here, this show, you lot in the comments run the show. So you get to ask any sporting question, past or present. Any sport, past or present. So it can be football, it can be basketball, it can be boxing, it can be tennis, whatever sport, you lot feel free to ask any questions. But make sure you hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you do that, whether you're watching this live or watching this back. Hit the like button, share it across all the socials, and subscribe to the channel as well, Sarcasm City TV. And make sure you hit the notification bell when you do. Welcome, Timo, to the show. What are you telling me, Timo? It's been a minute. You good?
Yeah, good. How you guys been doing?
Oh, good, fam. Keeping it
Yeah.
moving. Watching Champions League, watching NBA playoff basketball. Man's living the dream, fam. You know what I'm saying? Ryan's not about that often. Is great. You know what I'm saying? Man's living the dream. How are you doing?
Yeah, he's been at the game though. I'm good. I'm good, guys.
Yeah,
It's been
man.
boring, innit? Should be us, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yo, nah. Shouldn't. What should have been you lot? Hold up. Wait. What should have been you lot? Hold up. What? Hold up. What?
I can guarantee if we in that semi final, yeah, I can guarantee we're gonna give a better game than Real Madrid. But
Yeah. Because you
all
lot
jokes
have great
aside,
attackers.
all
Yeah,
jokes
you lot have
aside,
great.
yeah,
Go
we're
on.
not. We deserve where we are right now. We deserve where we are right now. And
Yeah, facts. Hold that.
thank you
Hold
so
that,
much.
Timo. Hold that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the comments as well. Big up, just got back from the game. I'm hella tired. Big up my guy Cam's TV every single
Yeah,
time.
chances are
Snoop,
at the game. Big up you
yeah,
guys.
was that big up Snoop who says we're winning the league. All of a sudden he's gassed. But bear in mind, people, this is the same Snoop that left the Copper Italia watch along semi-final when AC Milan were getting trounced 3-0. That's why I ain't hearing nothing from you, Snoop. Uh Big up quadruple still on says Ali. Unfortunately, you are right. If you got a question about Syria, state your question, Snoop. If you got a question about it. Ryan was sat right below me in the top end still. That's mad. That's mad. That's mad. Is Ryan coming on flawless? I'm not sure if he's jumping on. Snoop, you gotta ask us a question. If you want to talk about Serie A, ask me something about it. What are we talking about? I'm saying let's talk about Coppa Italia. I'm asking you a question. How come you left the watch along when you were 3-0 down? That's what I want to know. But anyway, let's get to it anyway. Let's get into it. Liverpool Villarreal, dead game. As I said, it would be in terms of a contest. It was a no contest from the beginning. I knew that Real Madrid. I knew that Liverpool were miles better. Yeah, whatever, Snoop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Conveniently at 3-0 down, but we move. As I was saying anyway, I knew that Liverpool would win the game comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Me and Ryan had debates about that. The chat, again, were trying to tell me, certain people in the chat were trying to tell me that Villarreal had a chance. And I was like, based off of what? To win, you can't nil-nil your way through a tie, people.
Yeah.
You have to at some point score. Of course, you can get to penalties, but that's a long shot. So you have to go 180 minutes against a great side like Liverpool with great attacking players, with a lot of creativity, and somehow navigate through that. They offered nothing going forward. That's embarrassing how they played today. And I'm not talking about in terms of sitting deep and the low block and being defensive. I'm talking about the counter attack. You're in a Champions League semi-final, go for it. There was no urgency. I think they had one shot on target the entire game. It was a non-contest from the beginning. Talks to me, Timo. I don't know if you watch it, but talk to me.
Yeah, pretty much. I was expected, because I feel they're gonna sit back. They're gonna park the bus, 10 man behind the ball. At some point, like when you play park the bus for 45 minutes, at some point you're gonna get yourself caught. And Liverpool did many times. Unfortunately, there's one shot where was it Thiago Alcantara hit the
Yeah, he hit the
bar.
post. Yeah, he hit the post.
It
Yeah,
could have
yeah,
been
he hit
goal
the
of the
woodwork.
season.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, I don't see nothing special about Villarreal in this
Mm-hmm.
tie alone, because I feel like when you park the bus for a long time, you're gonna get exposed at some point, and that's what they did in the second half. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that slight team talk from Klopp. it kind of backfire on them. So, and don't get me wrong, I do like Villarreal in terms of the record wise. I think before the game, someone said about Unai Emery had was it 10 knockout games in the semi-final, never losses. I think this is the first one though.
Oh, shit, massive! I did not know that. That's crazy.
He's got a good track record in the knockout phase, but yeah, when you play against a high-line team, you're gonna have to go for it. I think they're a bit scared against a high-line team like Liverpool. I think they do. They're not a good time, but. Yeah,
and welcome Colzilla to the show as well. You saying, Cos, you good?
What's good? What's good?
Yeah, man. Just here, literally just started from just there talking about Liverpool, Villarreal. Don't forget, you lot in the chat as well. If you are a member of the channel, your comment does take priority, like a super chat. So if you see me going to the same names, I'm not ignoring you. And of course, super chats will take priority as well. So get your questions in. And myself, Timo, Colzilla will answer any sporting questions you have. But yeah, I think Cam said it best. I think people just want to be edgy in terms of like saying Villarreal had a chance in his tie. Based off of what? And then we see it. You know what I'm saying? We see the game and the game transpired exactly how it is. Like Bluey says it here, one shot on target in 90 minutes in the semi-final is pathetic, and it is. And if it was one shot on target, but they was missing the target from good range, or they was trying to create, or they was trying to use set pieces, there was nothing. There was no plan of attack. Somebody tell me what Villarreal's plan of attack was today. What was their game plan? Defensively, yes, we know they're going to sit in. That's all well and good. I'm cool with that.
Them in a counter attack.
But where was I didn't even see a plan of a counter attack. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Like, what's going on? I don't. And then people were saying they're going to beat Liverpool, who we all know are a fantastic side.
What's the first half? So they had like
the first half. They was for the first half, like they weren't really on it. You know what I'm saying? And that, like Liverpool weren't really at it. That being said, Mane should have scored. He missed a free header from 6 yards. Salah put a right foot volley over the bar. Thiago hit the woodwork. So they didn't create too much, but it was all just waiting for Liverpool to click into gear and get better. And I knew as soon as that happened, even though they had some luck with the first goal, it was going to happen at some point because they had nothing to worry about. Yeah, Van Dijk and Konate were chilling. Yeah, go on, cuz.
A lot of these guys, they like to overrate these mediocre sides, man, just because they want to see like the underdog story and whatnot. But at some point, you got to be realistic, man. It's the same way the people were gassing up Atletico Madrid. They were outgunned against Man City from the get-go, man. And only and a genuine, objective football fan would know that. You're watching with your own eyes or not. You know what I'm saying? There's no other narrative. It's the same way with this. People want to talk up Villarreal like they're a good side. They're not a good side, man. And they're playing against arguably top two side, or the second or first best side in Europe right now. So at the end of the day, listen, man, I'm just tired of everyone gassing up these mediocre sides, man. I'll be honest.
I'm with you, like 110%. I'm tired of it too, and I'm glad you've put it in better words than I have, because I'm tired of it too. Like that's why when I tweeted out today and people were about Villarreal being a bad side, people were like, no, they're not. I'm like, they're a bad side. That don't take away from what Liverpool did, but Villarreal are not a good team. They are not top 10 in Europe. And let's call a spade a spade. It's the same with Atletico Madrid. Yeah, like Ryan messaged me after the game talking about the tie's not over. The tie's done. I said already before this, go and check streams back on Twitch, probably here on the YouTube as well, where I said Villarreal will never lead this tie on aggregate. And also, once Liverpool go 2 goals in front, Villarreal will never be within a goal of them. Because they're just massively outgunned, and it's not as big a gap as City Madrid, but it's still a big gap. City Madrid was the same. A lot of the people who were telling me in the chat, oh, Madrid can do something, have disappeared. And City were even at their best over them 2 legs, where they still did enough. Like Cos said, start watching with your eyes and not your heart. Can upsets happen? Of course they can, like Villarreal, Bayern Munich. But when there's 2 clear gaps between 2 sides, like let's call a spade, man. Cams is there and is saying they are so wasteful on the ball. Facts. Big up Black Diamond. Says bless up the panel or demand them in the chat. Big up to you. First half, what's this?
Oh, that's the stats.
Is that you said first half? What, they had 1 shot? Oh, so they had 1 shot, 0 on target, 29% possession. Like, come on, man. What kind of performance is that?
Fuck the bus.
This is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Big up Black Diamond in the cut as well. Right, let's switch lanes from the dead game.
I'm not a big fan of this park the bus stuff, because
talk about
I
it.
just think when you park the bus against highline teams, at some point, for example, if that was us parking the bus against Liverpool, at some point, maybe in that first half alone, if we are making any silly mistake when we park the bus, could have been exposed. But I feel like Villarreal got lucky. Liverpool missed those chances, though. They got really lucky.
Yeah, the Mane one in particular. Absolutely. Yeah, they did. Absolutely. Wait, that wasn't the first half. That was all game. Their shot on target didn't register for some reason. I don't even remember the shot they had on target. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
And adding on what Timo said about parking the bus, I have no issue with parking the bus, but there has to be a plan of attack with it in terms of counter punching. So like I said, whether that's having a big number 9 who it sticks to, or not even a number 9 who holds the ball up, and then you have 2 wingers who fly off him, or you hit the channels, or you have split strikers, or you play to get set pieces, whether it's corners or free kicks in and around the opponent's area. There's nothing. They offered 0. What was the plan? Like, legit. How many touches did they even have collectively in Liverpool's box? How much percentage of the play was in Liverpool's final third? Like, and you're in a Champions League semi-final, I guess I understand you're outgunned, but yo, and that's how I wanted it to be.
Competitive, man. At least make it competitive.
Yes.
It's no one's denying that they got a worse team, but at the end of the day, there's something you can do to game plan to, you know what I'm saying, to make something at least manageable for you lot.
Yes.
Like maybe put 10 men behind the ball, but the way even when you do that, you gotta be somewhat technically solid on the ball. You can't really make many mistakes. These guys were losing the ball when they were passing to each other. Like, what's everyone playing at, man? I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't get it, but people will hail them up same way people will hail up Atletico Madrid. It's like, I'm not with it. Like Blue says here, they were playing Chukwueze center forward. Like, bro, like this is what I'm saying. That Juma had saying, like, man were telling me they're worried about Dan Juma. I said he won't get enough of the ball. 18 touches in a 90-minute game is nowhere near enough. Black Diamond says I despise part of the bus terrorist football. That's why Pep is a real OG genius threat. Again, I don't mind the parking the bus. But again, I'm gonna repeat myself. Counter. Like Cos said again, he mentioned it. He put it together in a great way. You have to have you have to make it competitive at least. You have to try something. Give the opposition something to think about. They gave Liverpool nothing to think about. Van Dijk, Konate, chilling. Trent and Robertson did minimal defending. Fabinho, the sitting 6, did minimal defensive work. So all in your, I was just like, that was like they were playing as relegation side. Like, let's keep it real. That's how I would expect a Norwich to go there and set up, which I understand to an extent because a point means a lot to them. But this is a Champions League semi-final. Anyway, let's get onto the bear game, the game from Tuesday. Manchester City 4, Real Madrid 3. Timo, talk to me. Thoughts on the game?
Wow, that was a great game. It's unfortunate that there was 4-3, and I feel like if you're Man City, you should have been disappointed because I feel like there's a lot of chances in that first half. The ties could have been dead and buried. They absolutely nullified Toni Kroos in that midfield. He was getting absolutely cooked in that midfield. But again, Benzema saved them, and Vinicius as well, unfortunately. But yeah, City should have been buried that high in that first half. The wasted chances, the amount of chances that they had was unreal. But when you talk about Karim Benzema as well, since the PSG game, he has been on it. He has been on it the whole time. The PSG game, the Chelsea game, the Man City game. I think he's the top scorer in the Champions League, is it now? But
yeah, he's got to be. Surely.
This is the thing. People keep talking about Lewandowski, the amount of the trophy, the Ballon d'Or. He should have won Ballon d'Or or not. I think Benzema should be up there. I think people need to start talking more about Karim Benzema. And don't forget, World Cup's coming up, and literally he's 34 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
If he can get his form up into the World Cup and win it for France, there's going to be a serious conversation whether he's the best striker on earth. But props to him. But it's not over yet though. But I can think Benzema's going to do something crazy up in the Bernabeu next week. And don't forget, next week's also end of Ramadan. So who knows? Benzema might have something up his sleeves.
No, we'll soon find out. Cause what are you telling me?
I mean, I didn't catch the game really, but like from what I saw, it was end-to-end stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong by any chance. It looked like it was end-to-end stuff, like goals flying in every minute, whatever. At the end of the day, like it comes down to the fact that Man City, the way that they play, they're always going to create an abundance of chances, and especially against that Real Madrid defense that we played against, they're quite shaky. Even though Ancelotti is a quite pragmatic manager who likes to adjust in-game situations and make things harder for the opponent, I don't think he can even coach that defense properly. In the sense, you're relying on Carvajal, Militao, who's quite rash, Alaba, who's really a Bundesliga defender. You know what I'm saying? So like even then, like there's no one there in that backline who really stands out from a defensive point of view. So props to City. City done what City always do, and that's score goals. So, but one thing I do want to get onto is Benzema. Like this guy, the run that he's on is quite remarkable. Like it's gonna go down in the history books. The fact that every time his team needed him, he steps up, and it's not that he only scores like one goal in these big games. He scores 3 goals when his team needs him the most. And the thing is, people might want to call it lucky, especially with the PSG game and the Chelsea game where the keepers made a mistake. You have to put yourself in that position to capitalize on their mistakes, and this is what no one's talking about. This is the type of quality, and this is the type of striker that this guy is. Like he's seen it all, he's done it all, and he's won it all. So at the end of the day, like we need to give this guy his flowers, because there's going to be a time where players like this retire. Like he's the best of the old guard right now, and new guys don't have a lot longer to go. So at the end of the day, like props to Benzema, and hopefully Man City or Real Madrid give us a good game. But if I put on my bias hat, I need Real Madrid to do the job, man. I need them to do the job.
Facts. We all need Real Madrid to do the job. Mods, be on it with the fake accounts, please. As always, big up to Snoop as well for joining and becoming a member. Links underneath in the description. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it as well. Like, in regards to, what's it called? The game, like, City should be outside. Like, the tie should be over. Like, they had more than enough chances to kill that game. Very entertaining, by the way. Extremely, and one of the best watch-alongs I've ever done from an entertainment standpoint. Both defenses, Cos already touched on it as well. Mendy was okay. Alaba was poor, especially for the Jesus goal as well, which is unlike him. Militao wasn't good. Carvajal got caught sleeping for the De Bruyne goal as well. Valverde in midfield was non-existent. Cruz wasn't good. Modric was all right. Even Vinicius Jr., even though he scored, like, outside of the goal, he didn't really offer too much. And then who played right side? Rodrigo. Again, another guy who I don't remember him doing anything. But Benzema's Benzema, man. And I was saying this the whole time. And when you see me and Ryan going back and forth on it, that's little bro. But the way he was talking about Manchester City being clear of Real Madrid and how it's going to be comfortable, ask him that now. Go look at them 2 ties we've just seen. Who's in a more comfortable position, Manchester City or Liverpool? As a guarantee, it was not Manchester City, because Real Madrid have the X factor. Are City the better team? Yes. They have the better defense, better midfield, better attackers overall in terms of a unit I'm talking about. But Real Madrid have X factors. They have a knockout punch in Benzema. And when you have the best player on the pitch, you always have a chance. He's the reason they're into the semi-final. He's a major reason as to why they got past Chelsea and why they got past PSG. And when you have a player of that caliber in your team, and he can turn up, it goes to show the difference. Man, Panenka the penalty at 4-2 down, away from home in the first leg of a Champions League semi-final.
He got laser as well.
It's ridiculous, and lasers as well. You know what it is? You know what Benzema is, people? I'll put it into perspective. Benzema is now what Ronaldo stands think Ronaldo is right now. The way Ronaldo stands talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, or the way Bruno stands talk about Bruno, is what Benzema actually is. He's of that level. He's carrying like that team. Like if you take him out of that team, they're not a Champions League semi-final team. He's making a big difference in big games outside of the goals. Outside of the goals, he's making a big difference. His movement not only creates for himself, it creates for others. He causes havoc in defenses just being around. Like he's that good. Like the reason why Vinicius is so effective is largely down to Benzema, and they're basically playing as two in attack because it's him and Vinicius. There's no one else there. Like Rodrigo didn't offer anything. Asensio's decent. Bale don't get on the pitch. Hazard's injured. Like that's a difference maker. You see, the reason why I'm so critical of certain players when I'm talking, especially about Manchester United, is because that is levels. That is world class. That is world class. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And at the levels he's saying.
What could have been if we have this prime Benzema in Premier League?
Talk about it.
Let's say 2010 up until now. Oh, the amount of striker that we're going to have, right? Benzema, Aguero, Harry Kane not existed yet, but could have been a lot different back then. I wish Benzema played in the Premier League, man. I just wish we can have this Benzema in the Premier League. Just to see the greatness he is.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. Cold. And the fact that there was a debate about whether he's one of the best nines in the world, it's crazy. Man, we're trying to compare Harry Kane to him. Man, we're trying to compare Romelu Lukaku to him. Are you crazy? Like, this is Benzema. Benzema's been this good. That's the crazy part. Benzema's been this good. It's just the fact that he wasn't putting up the numbers because he was in a different role, yet in a successful team. Like, he's a major part of them three-peating the Champions League. Like, don't get it mistaken just because he wasn't the one scoring the goals. He's that good of a player. He can create. Not only can he create for others, he can create for himself. But then he's shown this season he can just score goals as well and be the main man and carry the team. Cold. And even the finish for the first goal, that's not a chance. That's not to anybody else that falls to. That's not a chance. I couldn't believe when it went in. I thought it was a poor cross. But I thought Mendy should have whipped in the cross earlier. Big up to Blue, he says, everyone talking about Benz, and that's fair enough, but nothing about my guy De Bruyne turning up in every single big game. De Bruyne was very good on Tuesday. I thought he, especially in the first half. He faded a little bit in the second half, but I thought in the first half, very good. He was showing levels. 100%. 100%. Benzema is a baller, but Giroud had my man in the front squad. Yeah, Giroud was only there because Benzema had fell out with the coach. He wasn't
that World Cup
playing for France.
That World Cup team is going to be different, man.
Hey, talk about it, fam. Let's go there.
It's going to be insane. The amount of quality they have now, especially, everyone's firing off on every cylinder right now. You know what I'm saying? So with Benzi, Mbappe, bro, we saw what Mbappe was doing against that Real Madrid team. Like, people are forgetting about Mbappe, how good this guy is. Benzema, who they got Schumann right now, who's performing. Bro,
Camavinga in the midfield.
It's going to be long, man. We got guys like Southgate managing the national team. You know what I'm saying? It's long, man. It's long, man.
Trying to think with that France team, how does Deschamps now set up? Like you said, you mentioned the players. You have Benzema, you have Mbappe, you have Pogba, you have Tchouaméni,
Kante as well.
You have Kante in the mix. You have Griezmann shouldn't be getting anywhere near that side, but we move.
Varane as well.
So all right, so let's go. So let's actually run through the team again. You lot continue to get your questions. And Blue saying 3-4-3. I think. Go on. Cause
I play in goal. I play Mike Magnan. Because obviously, I mean Lloris is the captain, but I just think Magnan's a better keeper than Lloris personally.
Fair enough.
But right back, I play Klaus. Like they got terrible right backs.
Yeah, the right back options ain't good.
Yeah, Klaus is probably the best of the rest, innit? Because Pavard, I don't really rate like that. Centre back, I'd go. Theo Hernandez will play left back. Centre backs would probably go Varane and probably it's between Upamecano and Koundé, innit?
Okay.
Mate, Koundé as well. Oh my god.
I'd probably go Koundé, innit?
All right, so you go Varane, Koundé, Theo Hernandez at left back. Who did you mention? Who did you say at right back?
Klaus.
Okay. Who does Klaus play for?
I think it's Strasbourg.
Okay, cool.
But he's been playing well this season. BM, I'd probably go Tchouaméni. On the right of him, Nah, I don't think Camavinga will get that much game time. On the right, so like right centre mid, I'd go Pogba,
Okay.
and then the left. If they want to run with Kante, they could.
Mm.
I don't know if I would personally because they got a lot of like attacking options. But if they want to give Pogba somewhat of freedom, you're gonna need some legs to cover him. So probably Kante. Then maybe.
So you go Kante and Tchouaméni. Is that how you going with?
Yeah, Kante, Tchouaméni, Pogba midfield.
Okay. So good
And
free.
then on the left, obviously Mbappe.
Yeah.
Up top, you have to go Benzema.
Yeah.
And on the right, Dembele.
You go Dembele. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a team.
Who do you go with on the right?
I'm trying to think because I don't want to forget. Because France have so many options, there's going to be people I forget. Because I've not seen enough of Tchouaméni to be like, yeah, Tchouaméni, but I hear nothing but good things about him. Camavinga, I've seen some of, and it's like, yeah, Camavinga looks like a good player as well. But Kante can still, I think in that French squad, can do a job. So I wouldn't break up the Pogba Kante thing. But yeah, I would free up. Yeah, I'd probably go with Kante. When I play Camavinga in there with Kante, and then just have Pogba just running riot like free.
That midfield options look so.
That could work as well, you know. As long as you give Pogba like the freedom to
freedom.
Perfect.
That's why I go Kante and Camavinga and just have them two just sitting. You know what I'm saying? And then have Pogba in a free role. And then man is saying Nkunku. I've not seen
Nkunku as well in that midfield.
Yeah,
oh my god! Oh, they'll win the World Cup.
And then you got Mbappe, Benz, and Dembele as your front three. You got options. What other white players they got? Just have options.
They got Coleman.
Let us know in the chat as well, people. But yeah, go on, guys. Go on.
They got Kingsley Coleman. They got. I'm struggling for names.
Let me check. I'm literally gonna check now, fam. Nah, it's come.
They got Thomas Lemar.
Oh yeah, shit. They got Lemar.
Ferland Mendy.
Yeah, Ferland Mendy is a good left back, but I think Teo's been performing better than this year. But still good depth, I'll be honest with you. But it all depends, you know, like if Pogba's like injured or not playing well, then you could just sub him up for Nkunku, and then you know what I'm saying? It's embarrassment of riches, man.
Facts. I'm just trying to see who's actually in the last squad. Let me run up their fixtures. Hold up.
That squad depth.
But that's their biggest barrier, though, man. Deschamps is an idiot, man. He's such a bad coach, bro. He'll play free at the back, like brother. You don't need to play free at the back. Look at the attackers you have.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, 100%. Let me have a look here. So World Cup qualifier, the last one. Let's see who's actually in the squad and what he lined up with. So he lined up. He had the Reese. It was Conde, Zuma, Upamecano in the back three. Then he had Dubois, Digne as the wing backs, Tchouaméni, Rabiot, Griezmann, Diaby, and Mbappe. But I think he switched it up because they was already ahead. Because he was on the bench: Pavard, Ben Yedder, Coleman, Kante, Benzema. Both the Hernandez brothers were both on the bench as well.
Guendouzi.
Yeah, Guendouzi was there as well. Let me see.
Ben Yedder.
Let me see what else.
Up front, Ben Yedder.
They got Awar as well, innit?
They got Awar as well. I'm looking there. So this is another team. So we had Lloris in goal, Conde, Varane, Kimpembe, Digne, Pogba, Lamar. Jesus Christ.
Martial.
Some guy that plays
maximum 2 Milan players, man. You're talking about Kalulu and Giroud, man. Only Max is 2.
Yeah, Giroud's not getting in over Benzema. You need to chill out, fam. You know what I'm saying? You need to chill out. Big up to my guy Deviant in the cut as well. You lot make sure you hit the like button also. Where else we at? Bluey, this is Bluey's team. So he's saying Mike Young. He's saying Klaus, Kunde, Varane, Hernandez. He's saying Hernandez, Theo Hernandez, Tchouaméni, Pogba, Dembele, Benz, Mbappe. He's always saying 3-4-3. So he's saying
that's exactly the same team as mine, but different formation. That's what.
Different formation. Yeah, because Tchouaméni, like I said, I've not watched him to be like, he's good or he's not. Or man keep mentioning him, but I just like that. Front three of like a Dembele, Benz, and Mbappe, frightening. That is frightening.
You know, it's once like the international qualifiers and stuff come on, and then you watch France. I'm like confident you'll like Tchouaméni as a footballer. The guy is like everything. He's great on the ball. He's physical. He can pass under pressure. Like he's got a very high ceiling in it.
You know, I hear a lot about him because I'm even looking here because he played in one of the qualifiers as well. It was him, Rabiot, and Pogba in the midfield, and it was Griezmann, Martial, and Coleman up top. But they got Mukiele as well. He's there. He's another player I've heard a lot about.
Oh my word, Mukiele.
He's another who says yes. Plays for Leipzig. Yeah, man. Like I say, these are players man continues to hear about. So we'll see. And they had Varane on the bench, but yeah, man, we gonna find out. You lot continue to get your questions in. Abdi says it's coming home. What's coming home? Is illegal at it? What? Please elaborate, man. Man, I need to elaborate. Like, man, just say it's illegal at this point. They need to limit France for all these weapons. Yeah, French is
Squad depth is ridiculous, though.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's outrageous. Yeah, man, is saying
France
Deschamps saying it.
had a decent manager. If Zidane's going into that France team, oh my god,
Yeah,
everyone's toast.
Zidane in that French team will do a Basel, 100%. I didn't even know the Nations League was coming up actually in June. Did not know that. So I was thinking there'd be no football, but there's going to be football. We've got the Nations League in June, which is better than nothing. I'm not really a fan of the Nations League. However, you will get watch along for it, people, just because there ain't nothing else going on around them times. Right. I'm in the World Cup. All right, Abdi, please elaborate why you think the World Cup is coming to England. Please, I want to hear this. Steven says, is Zidane looking to manage France? I think so. Why would you not? With all that talent there, why would you? That's the perfect time to go and walk into that job. However, if Deschamps wins the World Cup, I wouldn't take that job. That's just me. Deschamps wins this next World Cup, I'm not taking that. You are not trying to follow the guy who's just back to back in a World Cup. What are you telling me, Timo? You look a bit befuddled by what I said.
Managing France, though?
Nothing's wrong with managing France. What I'm saying is, me personally, man, one of the 48 laws of power: avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. He can't do any better than Deschamps, apart from win the Euros. Say Deschamps wins this World Cup coming up. You don't want to follow that, because you then have to win a World Cup, 2 World Cups, and the Euros to top him.
Yeah, but you know, that's the
only thing left in the CV, though.
Yeah, no, you're right. But the thing is, like, we saw in the Euros, we saw like the best managers are the ones that go far. You know what I'm saying? So like, true. We saw with Italy, you saw Mancini, you saw Spain with Enrique. These guys made it deeper because they don't have the fanciest names or the flashiest names, but they've got a system which takes the team far. So with Zidane, I feel like it's a perfect combination because Zidane's a world-class coach and he's also got world-class talent at his disposal. So it's a no-brainer in my opinion.
No, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I would, but that's only if Deschamps doesn't win the World Cup. I'm not trying to follow the man who's just won back-to-back World Cups, because you're just adding even more pressure onto yourself. Yes, the next World Cup is in winter. Deviant, it starts in November, it ends in December. So yeah, like I'm looking forward to that. Winter football, like let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe the Premier League starts earlier, simply because of the World Cup. Big up the eye test in the cut as well. Black Diamond says Deschamps is too pragmatic, but I think it works at international level. If you look at the managers who've won competitions in recent times at international levels, it's pragmatic football. Even France, they were playing pragmatic football. If we go through all the winners, Italy, who won that? All right, let me pull up the winners. Hold up. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull up the winners, the World Cup winners, and Euros winners as well. I'm just gonna pull it of recent times.
Greece in 04, Italy in 06,
See?
Spain in 08, Spain in 10, Spain in 12, Germany 14, Portugal 16, 18 France, Italy 20.
See, outside of Spain, and you just went back to all 4. All them teams played a pragmatic style. None of them teams were playing expansive attacking football. No, one of them. Like I said, minus Spain, which is probably the best international side ever, or definitely the best one of our generation. So it works at that level. That's why I think Mourinho would have success at international level. Genuinely. Who else we have? Are Portugal firing Santos? I'm I'm not sure. Are they firing him? I'm not sure. And Abdi, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not because you have so many bad takes. So I have no idea. I have no idea. Don't sleep on Hansi Flick. No one's never sleep on Hansi Flick. Nah. But I don't think he'll win it playing expansive attacking football with Germany. Do you think Unai Emery could be successful at international level? And if so, which national side would fit him best? Go to you on that, Timo. Good question, Deviant.
Hard one, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, it's tough.
Probably Spain, just because they're on the rebuild right now, where they are. I feel like if Spain, you got likes of Pedri in that team, Dama Traore, Ferran Torres, you got Pau Torres as well on that team. Aspi coming in on his last year of his career. I think they're on the rebuild, and if let's say next year, probably I would say Unai Emery could go international. Either Spain, Portugal. I'm a bit iffy just because of I don't think he will fit with Portugal. Probably Spain. I would say.
Hey, Spain. All right.
It's tough. It is tough though.
All right. What are you saying, Cos? Do you think Emery could be successful at international level? And if so, which national side or sides, you could pick more than one, would fit him best?
I'll go over two options. I'd either go like a team that's kind of low key, like not young, but they've got like a lot of workhorses in the team that will just work and just believe in his system. Maybe like a smaller team like a Switzerland or a Serbia. A team like that, like a smaller team that have like experienced players, but who listen to a manager who are like not the best technically, but like can understand the system. Or if not that, then maybe like a Portugal who have a mix of young and old talent, but lack a coach and lack some sort of a cohesive system. And maybe you can like rely on some of the star power of like Ronaldo, Bruno, Felix, and all of them guys there. But it depends. Like it really depends on whether like guys like Ronaldo and Bruno we like you as a United fan, you know how stubborn they are to coach.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
trust me.
So like
trust me.
So I'd probably go like with Switzerland or like a smaller nation like that.
All right. Deviant, yes. Do I believe he could be successful at international level? Absolutely. I think he has the style to do it. What Cosm said there, mentioned, is spot on in regards to teams like Serbia and nations like that. I also think South American team as well. I mentioned this with Mourinho because this has been mentioned before. Adding the fact he speaks Spanish, if he goes, it'd be easy to communicate with certain South American countries if they speak Spanish or Portuguese. So like a Uruguay, for instance, or a Bolivia or a team like that, or Ecuador or something like that, that has old, experienced seasoned pros. Well, not old, but experienced seasoned pros who will follow instruction and make it tough to beat. So basically take his blueprint now and translate it and then just move it over to international football. So yeah, I think he could be. I think he could be successful. He could be. I don't think anybody said he's coming home. I don't think anyone said that. Unai Emery to Scotland to teach McThompson ball. I don't think he'd do that.
Oh, Uruguay. Terrorist.
Uruguay. That would be a good team.
Uruguay's a great shout. That's why I said Uruguay. A team like that, one of them South American teams.
Thing is, they've got young, hungry guys as well, like Torreira, they got Valverde, they got guys like that. They even got Araujo in their team. Like they've got guys that are hungry, but they're like they've got some sort of edge to them. Like they're not afraid to go for a 50-50 or go in to play the ugly side of the game, man. Like for me, Emery's like he's not like Simeone, but there's kind of like an overlap in the way they play it.
I hear that. I fully hear what you're saying. Westbrook is goal. It says, do you think Holland should be considered among the favourites? Not to me, no. I don't think they've got any talent I look at and go, yeah, they're the players to take them over the top. They don't have a core there like a France, a Portugal, even a Spain, where I go, yeah. Unless there's some players I'm not thinking of, Westbrook is got it, but nobody moves me. Obviously, they got Van Dijk, but in midfield and attack, you got I suppose you have De Jong.
Van
But outside of that, what
de
else?
Beek as well.
You know.
Yeah, they got Delhi. Go on.
I think before, when they had Louis van Gaal, I would have put them
Yeah.
in the contenders bracket.
Yeah.
Now they've got Ronald Koeman. It's not that. I'll be honest with you. Koeman's not going to do anything with that side. It's like, bro, you know when the manager in the Netherlands gets sacked, they've got like 4 guys on rotation.
Facts.
It's either De Boer, Van Gaal, or Koeman. And now, like, they had something going with Van Gaal because like he's probably one of the best Dutch managers of all time. But Koeman is such a downgrade on Van Gaal, man. And the thing is, I think they've got like a decent young core. Like it's not a Spain and it's not like a France. But like they've got like guys like Koop Mainers, they've got guys like De Jong, Van de Beek, they've got guys like Danjuma. Young players that are cool. Like they're not the cream of the crop, but like you just need like a proper manager to somewhat coach them and get them over the line. And when you have Ronald Koeman as your coach, you're not getting that, man. I'll be honest.
Nah, I hear you. Because I'm looking here like the last year you got the likes of De Ligt, Van Dijk, Dumfries, Daley Blind, De Jong, Klaassen, Wijnaldum, Bergwijn, Depay, all in the mix. Who they got on the bench? The likes of Ake, Gravenberch, Cooper Mainers, Weghorst as well. But, yeah, no, I wouldn't put them amongst the favourites. No. Do you rate? Who is this? I have no idea who this is. Basqueti. I don't know who that is.
I'm not too sure who that is.
Yeah, I don't know if Sloop's running bants or there's actually someone there. Where are we else? So now says Spain wouldn't fit him because they don't have rapid attackers for the counter-attacking system he deploys. In my opinion, give him the Belgian job 5 years ago when they were in the primes, and I think they win.
Belgium.
Yeah, I wouldn't give him the belt. I suppose so, because I have said it is the pragmatic style that wins. But yeah, you onto something here. You're onto something in that. 100%.
2018 Belgium.
Onto something, because they did underachieve.
Lukaku. Who else in that team? Hazard, De Bruyne, 2018 Belgium.
Oh yeah, because they had like Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Witsel, Fellaini.
Even Fellaini, yeah. Bro, Fellaini, man, I miss that guy.
Yeah, like they had players like their golden era was gold in terms of players. They just didn't do the business. Oh, he's saying, do you rate? He's saying Bastoni. That's a player I've not heard of. I mean, I've not seen enough of. But I heard he's on. I heard he's good because actually I was on Matisse's channel and we was watching some compilations of him. But I've not seen enough of him. But I hear good things. Things.
Bastoni for me is like he's one of the guys that look to get in, considering the fact that we've gotten rid or like supposedly getting or selling Rudiger. Bastoni will be up there because didn't you watch them? I know it's like a small sample size, but like didn't you watch the Inter Milan versus Liverpool game?
I didn't. That's why.
Yeah. I think if we were doing like a watch along for that game, you would have saw like how good their build up play is like, and they're very good on the ball. Like the way they play a 3-back system like us, but the way they build up is completely different because they rely on the centre backs to like overlap the wing backs and actually provide crosses sometimes. So the fact that Bastoni, like he's so good offensively and he's so calm defensively, he reminds me of like a younger Andreas Christensen or maybe like a younger Pau Torres, similar to them guys. But he'd be like one of the names I'd look at to come to Chelsea to replace Rudiger. But sadly, I don't think it will happen, man.
Christensen without the stomach aches and that. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is. It's like a tough Christensen, isn't it? Christensen's without the sore back. Christensen doing a Ben Simmons, man. My back sore. How's it not necessary? Did he not get removed from the squad because he had stomach cramps? Am I lying?
You're not lying, but
there we go, innit? So I'm just here reporting what happened in that. You know what I'm saying? He had a sore back. That's why he's been out. He had stomach ache as well. That's why he's been out. Passed the ball to Nketiah for a goal. I hope he plays today. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say tomorrow because we play you lot. I hope he plays. He can give Bruno some goals or give Rashford some confidence. Actually, if he's just giving away goals, give a couple to Rashford. Yeah, man. Give him to Rashford, man. Because his confidence is in the bin. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not waking up to do AC Milan for that AC Milan game for you lot to be 2-0 down and for you to leave the stream. No. I ain't doing that shit. Must be crazy. You lot continue to get your questions in. On that though, we'll go to you, Timo. Chelsea United. Chelsea, I should say, because it's at Old Trafford. Today, technically.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Looking forward to it?
Yeah, looking forward to it actually. Hopefully, it should be a good game for us. Yeah, I think the amount of absence you guys have, I think we should walk you guys off. With all
You
due
should what? Say
respect.
that again. Say that with chest. What did you say? What did you
I think
say?
we should.
Say it
No,
with chest,
honestly, I
innit?
think. I
Go
think we
on.
should beat you lot. You know.
Oh, no.
You know what?
Say what you said
You know what?
before that. No,
Let's
you
be
didn't say beat
shameless.
us. You said you should go on. Talk your talk.
I,
Go on,
I
fam.
said,
Go
I
on.
said, I said we should walk you. We should walk over you lot though tomorrow night.
Okay.
Not
All
actually,
right.
but yeah. You know what?
Walk
AC
over.
scores tonight. Why not? Let's
Hey,
have some. Let me check on the market. AC
AC, he's
scores.
gonna be on the pitch. Or he had the baby yet? You know what I'm saying? And that is what it is. The stomach cramps and that. So it is. He's carrying.
No, come on, man. Allow it. Let's not disrespect Christensen's stomach.
I'm joking, people. I do actually rate Christensen. I just do it to get at Lewis. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Hey, Lewis, hold that, fam. Hold that. And if you want the link, you can jump on, fam. So you think you should walk us? Like, bear in mind, you haven't won at OT since 2013 in the league. You know that.
I'm aware of that. Yes.
Right, I was just making sure. Yeah, Black Diamond. I'm not trying to see eighth. We need Europe, man. We need
Hey,
Europe.
I've been there 3 times and end up with an L. I lost 2-0, lost 2. Wait, I didn't win. Lost 2-1. I went to the 4-0 one. It was horrible in it, but yeah, I'm never gonna go back there again. That place is a curse, man. I can't allow it.
It's a blessing. That's what it is, from. It's a blessing. Cause, what are you saying about today? The game today, United Chelsea.
Listen, if you're asking me whether I'm confident or not if we can get the W, hell no. I ain't gonna. You know, I don't want to be scoring own goals against the rivals, but I'm gonna have to keep it a buck, man. I have no faith in these attackers, man.
Jeez.
A lot of them are bozos. The likes of Werner, the likes of who else? Sometimes Havertz, Mount. Sometimes a lot of these guys, man. I don't. You know what I'm saying, I don't really rate a lot of these players that we have up top. But the thing is, United, as you said before, going to Old Trafford is not something easy for us. We haven't won since 2014. You know, so at the end of the day, like with the form that we're on, we played stinky against West Ham, but we got the job done. So ideally, in an ideal world, like if I had the choice to see what type of win we could get, I'd want us to smack you 5-0. Do I think that's gonna happen? Hell no. I think it's gonna be a 0-0 draw, or it's gonna be 1-0 either way. Maybe Bruno penalty, maybe Jorginho penalty, something like that. It's gonna be a very, very, very bogus game. And if we think that the Villarreal versus Liverpool game was entertaining, listen, this game tomorrow is gonna put us all to sleep, man.
See, I was saying this to Batiste because he was saying exactly what you were saying, cause in regards to the game being boring. And initially, that's what I thought. And then when I thought about it, I was like, we're out of form. Chelsea are out of form. Our defense is not good. Your defense is not good. Our attackers on both sides may not be great, but I can see a lot of chances for both sides just because our defenses ain't good. Because I thought the same thing about Chelsea versus Arsenal. And it turned out to be an entertaining game. Obviously not for you lot. But I'm saying in general, it turned out there was 6 goals. That's why I could see goals in this game. Like Lewis is saying, every attacker except Mount is mid. I hear that. And I know Sancho's out as well, which sucks. But
Mount,
go on, talk about Mount.
He's been underwhelming, but like I don't know, like Mount, he's been doing well for the position like that he's in. But at the end of the day, like if you're being called generational, if you're being called the next guy to take over the mantle at Chelsea, we need more from you. You can't go 10 games, score 5 goals and assist 5 and expect that to mass performances. It's sort of Bruno-esque in my opinion at the end of the day. And the thing is, Chelsea fans won't call up Mount on it. Like Mount will get all the praise in the world, but if we're keeping that stack, he's had a Bruno season. He's had a Bruno season with the Son purple patch in between. Like at the end of the day, if we're completely honest, but Chelsea fans don't want to admit this. At the end of the day, there's not a single attacker that we have that can galvanize a team, that can win you a game by themselves. Pulisic maybe on the off day, but he's a fairy himself. So listen, there's a lot of work for us to be doing in the window in terms of our attackers, man. They need to prove themselves. I know they're young, but at the end of the day, listen, if you want to play for Chelsea Football Club, we need more out of you.
Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair. Big up Deviant says, I think United should strip Maguire of the captaincy before the end of the season. If they wait until Ten Hag comes in to do it, then he gets the blame. I think Ten Hag will sort that out. I hear your point, Deviant, but I think that will all be sorted. And I don't think Maguire plays again this season anyway, because he is injured currently. And I don't think we see him again. And they need to take him out of the firing line for his own sake. Playing Maguire does nobody any good. You don't do Maguire no good. Don't do his teammates any good. Don't do the team any good. Doesn't do the manager any good. Doesn't do the fans any good. There's nothing good from it for the football club. Nothing good from it. What realistic goal should United look to achieve under Ten Hag next season? For me, I've said this. I give him what he needs. Time next season, I give him time. And in regards to goals, I'm just looking for him to implement a style and a philosophy. That's all I want to see in the first 2 to 3 weeks, whether it's going right or whether it's going to wrong. I want us to see what's going on. Like I can see patterns of play. Like, oh, we did that last week. Oh, that's a Manchester United goal. Because then that makes it easier to identify players. Also want more entertaining football as well. Definitely want more entertaining football also. And target one of the domestic, well, both the domestic cups. And we won't be in the Champions League, in my opinion. So target the Europa League or the Conference League. Because we need a trophy. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Winning can breed winning. There's a reason why Pep, whether it's Klopp, whether it's Fergie, have all targeted the Carabao Cup. There's a reason Pep's won like 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? And I believe this is Lewis in the building. What are you saying, fam? You good?
You're right. I'm ready for the clown show tomorrow.
Yo, the guy in your Avi's not playing, fam. So we good. You know what I'm saying? I said the guy in your Avi, you know what I'm saying, in blue is not playing, so it's calm.
Oh, what? Ronaldo's out?
No. Yeah, in blue in your Avi. In your blue, fam.
I'm colorblind.
Is it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. I'm saying this guy. Heard the penitentiary's been open, man. Eddie and Ketty freed all the inmates. That's what I got told.
We're coming back for him next season, bro. Don't worry.
Oh, is it? Why? Wait. Drew say you could do that because like Arsenal will get champs. He's going Barca. They could be in the Champions League, and then they could. Play
we don't know for sure. Tuchel's announced Rudiger's leaving, but he hasn't announced AC's leaving, so he's still all up in the air yet.
This guy, you know. But as I was saying, yes. So I would target the European competitions, whichever one we're in, whether it's Europa League or Conference League. So then when Black Diamond says here, let me get to it. Who says no Europe? Ten Hag needs all the time possible. Europe's a hindrance. I don't think it's a hindrance because he can play second string players and he can play youth players in that competition, especially if it's the Conference League. But
no UCL football, and you got so much time to rest. You lot could probably challenge for a title with the right signings.
No.
No, because like look at Arteta's Arsenal side. Sorry, they ain't good enough for a top 4 race, but they're only there because they don't have UCL football.
That's true.
I'm telling you, they're getting slapped back to reality next season. They think their team's good. Their team's mid.
I agree with that. But what I don't agree with is United being able, if we don't finish...
to be honest, the standard's so much higher compared to when we were in 16, 17, maybe not. But you'll be in the same position Arsenal are in where you could push for 4th and 3rd easily if you're serious.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'd rather target that European competition because then the style that he's trying to implement in his philosophy, he can do that in games. It's kind of like a free hit. Like if
but it'll still stretch your team out. Thursday, Sunday stink. They stink.
It's not, but I just like to see him rotate 8, 9.
No, I hear that because there won't be as much rotation. I get that, but I mean, there's still some. And to be honest, you guys have a lot of deadwood you need to clear out anyway. Maybe the lack of game time would force it.
I think they're leaving anyway. I think that all that deadwood you're talking about is leaving. We got like 6, 7 players out of contract who are definitely leaving. And then we got players who were reportedly open to listen to offers for. So even I've heard everything from Wan-Bissaka, Tellez, Bailly, Phil Jones, Maguire. That's 5 players off the top of my head. Matic is leaving, Pogba's leaving, Wamata's leaving, Lingard's leaving, Rashford's leaving, Cavani's leaving. I just named 11.
You need to integrate into the squad.
Yeah, that's true.
And no European football, more training sessions to do it.
True that. It depends on how he does it, though, in regards to if it's more signings or whether it's 4 or 5 signings and then he brings through youth players. Because I don't think we'll sign 11 players.
To be honest, though, his first season is just going to be a free hit.
Pretty much so. As long as we're not like 11th, 11th, I'm cool. Like,
I don't think that'll be the case either. But your fan base will have to give him time the way they've been giving Oli time. There's no excuse.
Oh, our fan base ain't. Them Oleaners ain't giving him no time. I know that. I guarantee you, I'll say this right now. If United, we could draw our first game, let's say to Brighton at home, 1-1. Ten Hag out will trend. guaranteed there'll be a conversation. This is why we shouldn't have got him. He's not good enough.
Yeah, but will it be a
And
conversation or be trending
the-
for jokes? Because Lampard's first game was like a draw to fucking some team in the Irish second division, and there was Lampard out trending.
I think both. I think people will be running bants about it, but then I also believe that it'll be a genuine conversation. Like United fans, like the same way people got on. I seen people get on Ralph, and I'm like, yo, Ralph is an interim manager. If he was a permanent manager, I'd understand being so critical. He's in here he's only doing part of his job here. He's just gathering intel, which is what I like. I've said that for the longest. And all he's going to do is gather all that intel and give that intel to Ten Hag and let him know how bad it is. Because Ten Hag, I mean, Ralph has spoke about everything. We need 10, 11 new players. The medical staff are not good enough. The scouting network's not good enough. DOF, all these type of things. Players ain't suited to play a physical style. Players have ignored instructions. He's come and exposed everything. Like his interviews have been a breath of fresh air.
Hell, didn't even deep it was that bad.
Yeah,
Shit.
fam. You've been saying everything. Did you not see his interviews? Yeah, man. He's been saying
I heard
everything.
like little quotes, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah. He's been saying everything. You know what I'm saying? Like he called out the medical staff after the Liverpool game in the interview. And I was like,
I
And
don't
then
blame him. I'd be pissed off with that sort of performance.
this is what I'm saying. And then two of our scouts two chief scouts got sacked as well recently as well. Obviously, all the Paul Mitchell links as well. And Black Diamond, Snoop's just running bants, man. You know what I'm saying? Snoop's just running bants. Just let him run jokes. He ain't being serious. But that's how I'm looking at it. But over to you, Lewis.
Don't worry. We'll give you a point. We'll give you a point or something to make the team look good. We'll let Rashford score.
Yeah,
Then we'll
you
just
know,
have our media attack just cost us the game as always.
I reckon, again, I think there's going to be goals in this game, you know.
Nah, I see 0-0 or 1-0 for somebody. Like, this is going to be a stink fest.
I said this about Arsenal-Chelsea, and there was 6 goals. I can see this being the same way.
Yeah, but no one expected our defense to just collapse underneath themselves to fucking Nketiah.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, you might do it to Rashford. I'm hoping so.
They probably fucking will do it to Rashford.
All right, let's get into it, Lewis. Preview of the game. Your thoughts? You know what I'm saying? United, Chelsea.
If we find a way to not beat you guys again, then God help us. But I already know we're going to do it. I have no confidence in this team, really. They got to bring it to me. They've been awful the whole month. Except for against the Southampton team that couldn't even spell defense, let alone actually defend.
Fair dues, you also lose. None of you child, so you free here ain't confident. I spoke to Matisse just before. He's not confident.
No, our attack fucking sucks ass, man.
It does suck. Your attack is cheap.
I said, other than Mason Mount, they're all shit.
And Cos was saying how he's like having a Bruno season.
He is,
Mason Mount.
Chelsea
What's the Bruno season? Define the Bruno season.
He's inconsistent, very inconsistent. He's having bad performances, but he's getting GA to Musk over it. That's what it is.
Sounds more like Havertz than Mount, in all honesty.
Nah, but Mount as well, man. Like it's definitely Mount. I'll be real with you. Like this guy at the Purple Patch, a couple games, he's back to shit. The guy cost us Carabao Cup final.
True.
Single-handedly, he cost us the whole game.
Yeah, he did. But then they're all shit.
Nah, they are. Like I understand.
They all are.
Mount. I understand what you're saying. Mount is like the lesser of all evils, but like,
yeah, because at the very least, he still contributes in the midfield third.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't get the GNA, but even then, he's not really meant to. Like, he shouldn't be in that position. He's an 8, not a 10. But the rest of them, it's like, other than Lukaku, to be honest, he just doesn't fit this system at all. And I do believe if we actually play a system that suits him from the start of the season, you could get a better, more confident player, because Lukaku can bag goals. We already know that as a fact, even in the Premier League. It's just this whole season is just completely piled on top of him, and it's been self-inflicted. Everyone else, no excuse, really. Absolutely no excuse. They've all been here for over a year, and I'm not giving them the they need to adapt and everything bullshit. I didn't give it to Werner. I'm not giving it to Pulisic, Ziyech, or Havertz anymore. Ziyech, to be honest as well, isn't that much of a problem because it's the same thing as Lukaku. You don't fit a 3 at the back system. You play him at a 4 at the back, completely different player. Everyone else, they need to be held accountable because they've been average this season, all of them.
Okay, fair enough, innit? Fair enough, man. Our 9 shouts died quickly, man. Well, we move. Like David says.
They would still be up there with a different formation. And also midfielders that would pass the ball to him quicker when he makes runs, but is what it is.
So what is that from your eights? Because I've seen your midfield coming for a lot of criticism. Jorginho, Kante in particular.
Yeah, this is where I'm on Lukaku's side, because when the balls are with the deep midfielders like your Kovacic's, your Jorginho's, your Kante's, he makes great runs past the defenders, and they just endlessly get ignored. It's the same thing with Werner. When he was in the middle last season, he'd make those runs, they'd get ignored, and it's just the same issue. Like, we need to be quicker from the midfield to the attack, and we never
you're
really
right,
are.
but we'd be lying if we're saying Lukaku's movement is good. Your movement has to be, bro, like the movement that you have.
No, his movement's poor when it gets to the wingers and the attacking mids. When the ball's with the midfielders, he makes good runs.
No, but you have to be in good positions, especially when we're in the final third. Like, bro, as a striker, your
I
movement
agree.
in the final third has to be good.
100%. When the ball's with the attacking midfielders or as with the fullbacks, he just stands in the middle and does fucking nothing. Literally nothing, and he makes it so easy for a defender to mark him. But the only thing I'll stand by with him is the midfielders. He makes brilliant runs every time, and they always get ignored because either the midfielders take too many touches or they just ignore the run themselves. That's why it just doesn't suit him, because it's not just he doesn't suit the players aren't suiting him. So that's why even with Lukaku, I would give him a second season in a system that suits him a bit more. With a pre-season too, because you need to take into account he didn't have a pre-season with Chelsea. We signed him the day before our first game of the season. So he went straight into a team with no tactical understanding of how to perform in it. Which is why I wouldn't mind giving him a new season. Werner, on the other hand, like, other than this purple patch, has stunk. Havertz, other than that purple patch in February and March, has stunk. Mount, other than a purple patch, has stunk. Pulisic, other than a shorter purple patch, has stunk. So for all of them, if there's offers, I'd bin them all off. All of them. Ziyech and Lukaku and Mount to a point are the only ones I'd really keep.
I'd understand if Tuchel wasn't our manager, but Lukaku, we got to cut losses at this point. It's not like I hate the guy. Like,
I'll be real. If we revamp our midfield, which we're already going to be forced to do now, Jorginho's leaving and N'Golo Kante is basically going to go to, I think there's still hope for Lukaku. It's just no one wants to hear it right now.
There's not, because you're going to ask Tuchel to stop counter pressing. Like,
no, because we played a system that suited Lukaku in January. It's just his confidence was so far in the bin, he still couldn't perform out of it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's
bro,
because
remember the Brighton
happy
game.
with that interview, is it?
Remember the Brighton game. The reason why our midfield
Brighton away
in that game.
Brighton.
Oh no! Brighton, that weren't just Lukaku. Everybody stunk ass that game.
Lukaku was the main catalyst because it's
No.
Everybody.
I remember that game. I had to sit there in the freezing cold and watch these 11 bums do nothing for 90 minutes. It was
but let me explain why. It was a complete knock-on effect because our press was so disjointed that we were getting overrun in our midfield.
No.
That was on Lukaku.
Lukaku weren't the reason why Jorginho was getting overlapped, why N'Golo Kante forgot how to pass, Mason Mount's touch was doing nothing, Ziyech's passes were going nowhere. Only Thiago Silva turned up in that game. Like, I can get you, so Lukaku was poor too, but fuck me, everyone stunk that evening. Everyone was pathetic. Like, trust me, Lukaku, Ziyech, Mount, those are the only ones that I would want to keep. Everyone else can go, in my opinion.
All right, so if he keeps Lukaku, does he have to abandon the back three?
Yes, but like we're losing AC and Rudiger anyway. Revamp if we need to. We're losing Jorginho and Kante. Like, we're already gonna have to revamp our defense and our midfield. So fuck it.
I'll tell you why it's not that simple. Because Antonio Conte played a back three system where Lukaku was playing off the striker. He was thriving in that because they were forcing more transitions, and they were basically playing with a deeper block. We're not playing ever with a deeper block with Thomas Tuchel as our manager because the way he counter presses is like the staple of his management. He's a German manager. When Tuchel chooses not to counter press, I'd understand Lukaku we can get the best out of him. But the fact that our press is so key to the way we play, and it's not only us, it's Man City, it's Liverpool, it's what you have to do in a modern game to somehow sustain some sort of good attacks. At the end of the day, if you're asking Thomas Tuchel not to press, then cool. But then But then a lot of players in our team leave. Like they don't get game time. Guys like Mount, guys like Havertz, guys like Werner, they don't play. If you ask Tuchel not to press instead of, and then guys like Lukaku do play. So it's not as
I know,
simple
but
as
it's
going
like
to a
those
back
three
four.
have barely played this whole season anyway.
Mount's played like every game, bro.
No. As in, like they've been there, but they haven't played. They've been shit.
That's like we should have listened to the United fans when they told us Lukaku's not that guy, man. And he's not that guy, to be
I
honest.
told you, look. You know what I'm saying?
He's not that guy, man.
No, but we already knew he wasn't a presser. But that's fine. Like you can have other players do the work for him.
I
It's
literally
just
said
my biggest issue with the Lukaku transfer is it came so late because we spent so long just trying to milk Haaland for no reason. If we got Lukaku in a month or two earlier, he comes in with a pre-season and probably embeds himself into the team a lot better.
I said this, remember?
Same thing with Mount too. Like Mount started the season poorly. Why as well? Because he had no pre-season. So like, but me and Johnny had this argument as well, and I was like to him, how can you let Mount off for starting the season horrifically because he has no preseason, but we're not giving the same energy to Lukaku? Doesn't make sense.
All right, I hear you. Because remember, we did an Agenda FC, and it was called Lukaku. You can check it out. It's either, I think it's on this channel. Lewis was on there. Lukaku, I don't understand the hype. And I was saying all these things about Lukaku. To get the best out of him, you have to play him in a 2. Lukaku with his back to goal, he's pretty much no good.
But
he's
that's
no
why it's
now him
partly
facing
on
goal is
Tuchel
different
as well. That's why it is partly on. Tuchel came and said Lukaku is like Giroud, but he's nothing like him.
No, he's not. That's
absolutely nothing like him.
No,
and Lukaku said it as well, even though he lied in his first interview for us and said he's multifunctional when he's literally the antithesis of multifunctional. You play a player to his strengths, and we don't. And when Lukaku makes the runs, he gets ignored. I saw it so much in the first half of the season before his injury when he would make runs and just Ruben would have his head down all game, or Kovacic would have his head down all game, or Jorginho was looking for shorter passes because we were playing a more possession-based system. That's what the problem is. You don't feed the ball to him quickly enough. And then he just becomes a bit clueless himself too.
And this is why I said if you're going to play him, you play him with another striker. To get the best out of him, you play him in a front 2. You have to, which is why I thought it would work, because that's what I thought Tuchel was going to do, and play him with another striker. So obviously, you play a back, you play a 3, but it's him and then like 2 players off of him. So say Werner.
I think we tried a 4-2-2 with like either Pulisic or fucking Werner.
Back in January.
But this guy, bro, listen. Fundamentally, this guy is a limited striker at the end of the day. And if you look at teams in modern football, right? If you look at the best teams, you look at Liverpool, don't really have a striker. Man City don't really have a striker. Real Madrid got Benzema, who's literally that guy. Like he can the way he links up,
he can do a lot.
Deep, he can do a lot. Lukaku is not that guy. I'm sorry, man. Like and if you're talking about switching our whole system just to accommodate this guy, we shouldn't have spent 100 million for him in the first place. That's like giving up. That's like sacrificing our young core, everything we built up, just to accommodate 100 million striker. Who, quite frankly, doesn't even want to be at the club. So at the end of the day, like it's not really the best investment. And this is on our scouting. And you know who goes on? It goes on Roman Abramovich. Because at the end of the day, ever since that guy's taken over our club, we've been a good club. But the past couple of years where Emelano has left, there's been no sense of direction of this club. And we're buying these Hollywood.
That's because Roman's left it to the board. Like Roman hasn't been allowed in the country the last 3 years.
He gets the final say on everything. Baby. There's no contingency. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. There's only spending, inshallah. And this is not the way we got to move forward. We need to sign a proper director of football, proper contingency plan, and we need to have some sort of like clear identity in the way we want to move, so we don't sign these idiots for 100 million. This is my hunch.
I agree with you on that, to be honest.
Go on, Timo. Talk to us. You're looking like you stressed there, fam. Chat to us.
No, pretty much like I don't know, because I feel like the amount of transfers that we've had this year ever since Diego Costa left have been horrendous. Like you name it, from Bakayoko, Morata, all the way to Higuain, to who else was on? Barkley, loads. Like this is why we're literally miles behind of these top teams like likes of Liverpool and Man City, because we haven't got that better structure since that Diego Costa left, that he's probably the best striker that we've had at that time. But after that, it was going downhill afterwards. Then we try to get a better striker. Morata's literally 2017-18. Morata, not really fancy because of, people are hyping because of the way that he likes his header and the movement and that. Higuain, another purple patch like Alexander Pato back in 2016. This doesn't really work out. But then again, like, you got to look at this some of these transactions that Mourinho has done over these years, and it hasn't worked out.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm just letting you lot go off about Chelsea. Big up Peter in the cut. Large up Snoop. Yo, Snoop, I ain't pissed that AC Milan won. I just don't want to wake up on a Sunday afternoon to watch AC Milan play Atalanta. No, like, I got better things to do. You know what I'm saying? And I got miles better things to do than that. Peter, obviously, if you're about, jump on, I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well, because it is contrasting opinions. It's interesting though, from the outside looking in. But yeah, I was just surprised that Tuchel didn't play him in the 2. That's what shocked me. But you see,
we tried to, but it was too late because it was after that stupid interview he did.
The interview don't help because his form was kind of decent before the interview, if I remember correctly.
2 man of the matches in 2 games, and he was adapting. He looked like he was starting to get into the system a little bit. But then that just absolutely torches confidence, and now the fans don't want to back him. But it's like, I can't be bothered because the guys they want to back are still fucking mid themselves. Just this whole team's just the biggest mid off going.
Hey.
Yeah. Yes, P. What you saying, my brother? You good?
What up?
Yes, bro.
Man. Just wanted to get your thoughts on this, fam.
Well, are we still talking about like Lukaku, or are we talking?
The
It's a whole media attack.
Yeah, or you can go with, if you want to talk about the media attack, but in particular, obviously, Cousin Lewis were talking about Lukaku and like whether Tuchel should have adapted the tactics towards him, whether or not he's a good signing, etc. Should he be kept? All of that stuff.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, you have to understand like the basic template for what Tuchel is trying to do has been pretty successful, right? Now, Lukaku doesn't fit into that ideally. So that is a scouting and recruitment issue 1. But if we are going to adapt what we try and do and try to take advantage of more opportunities in transition or play balls in behind earlier to our striker, what's going to come as a result of that is a loss of possession. And we're going to concede territory in games. Tuchel, based on his decisions, thinks it's more important to be proactive and counter press higher up the pitch and squeeze the space, which results in us having less space in behind. We don't play as many balls in behind for Lukaku as we should to begin with, even with the limited space. I agree with what Lewis was saying. But like in terms of adapting the tactics, we don't really get to sit deep and play like an Inter Milan did. That's not really what happens here. I don't really think we should. I don't think we should have to, right? But for Lukaku, now, we can say he doesn't fit, blah, blah, blah. The guy is 28, 29 years old. And let's be real. He started the season kind of half fit, but he started fine. Our problem was we weren't creating any chances for him. He was being left out to dry, right? And then he rolled his ankle over, winning a penalty against Malmo in a 20-minute period when he was playing pretty well. And then he missed the opportunity to play teams like Burnley, Norwich, Newcastle, Malmo. I think we had a cup game in there as well. And then Juve at home. Like, he missed a big chunk of the season when we were in our best form of the season, right? Lukaku returns. Then the interview comes out. And then our fan base did a 180 on him. They're like, fuck you. How could you say all this stuff, right? So I'm of the belief if Lukaku didn't do that stupid fucking interview, 80% of the pressure on him that currently exists wouldn't exist. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he gets scapegoated a lot more than he probably should, while a bunch of our other underperforming players just get to skate by. Like, Lukaku's not the reason we're no longer in Champions League. I don't care.
It's all of them.
Lukaku's not the reason we didn't win the Carabao Cup final. I don't care what anybody says. He was on sides. I don't know why that goal didn't count, but whatever.
If AC played, the ball gets played in quicker, but we move.
Bro, he's not offsides to begin with. If Mount could fucking hit the target from 6 yards away, then we wouldn't be talking about this. If Pulisic didn't hit the goalkeeper from 4 yards away, we might have won. Like, there's a lot of ifs. Like, but like for me, I'm not as stressed about the Lukaku situation. He's either gonna fit, they're gonna make it work, or he's not. But the team seems to function okay without him. That being said, a lot of our players are just mid. A lot of our attacking players are
All
just
of them, man.
like they're just not it. So like for me,
Literally, other than Mount, sorry, go for it.
we could cry, but like for me, to be honest, even with like a Mason Mount, the beginning of the season, we had Havertz and Mount playing behind Lukaku. Lukaku was fucking starving. Go back and watch the Anfield game when we played Liverpool. We had 3 or 4 chances in transition in the first half where we had runs going beyond a Mount and a Havertz, and the ball didn't arrive. Right? So, like, I kind of understand Lukaku's frustration. I get it. Right? So I'm not going to blame him, too much. He hasn't played enough to have a detrimental effect on our season to the point where we've arrived to the point we're in. Like, so it's not his fault. Like, I feel like a lot of this is just he costs 100 mil. He's black. You know how our fans are. He's an easy person to scapegoat. Like, let's be real. Like, a lot of it is like everybody was cool Hudson-Odoi until Hudson-Odoi used Bayern Munich's leverage to get a new contract, which anybody would have done in his position. But like now we're like, oh fuck Hudson-Odoi, how dare he? And like, to be honest, also Manchester United haven't done shit this season. The one thing you guys can find solace in is the fact that Lukaku is still terrible and it looks like we wasted our money. So like, I get why it's such a talking point. But like for the people who choose to focus on it, like I really don't think it's that big a deal. Like I think the issue is played up a lot more than it needs to be, and it doesn't bother me that much. I don't think that's an issue to solve because if we sort the service, he'll score the goals. The thing is,
I just think he's our best option for scoring, rather than everyone else.
I think that's not even debatable. I still believe that. Right?
But like that's the thing. Like I don't care. I know we're more functional without him, but it's like I don't care if we play better with Werner or we play better with Havertz. We still score less.
Not like just for me, like Lukaku, you don't score 300 goals over a dozen years of top level football being a bum in front of
yeah, he's a goal scorer. I've said this for the longest. He's a goal scorer. 100%.
No one signed Lukaku expecting him to perform like Benzema. That's not what we wanted. Right? But my thing is the service isn't there. Like for me personally, we need to sort the wide areas of the pitch, like our wing backs, we need to sort that. We need to sort what we're going to do at center back, and we need to sort the central areas of the pitch, to me, before we're like, how are we going to score goals? Like, if we had wingbacks that were not Azpilicueta and Alonso that could actually run and could actually cross the ball, I think Lukaku would get more chances because the amount of time I watch us play and everything is funneled into our double sixes and, like, so much is put on their plates to progress, so we just become predictable and like static. It's like, yeah, like the cross Alonso played for Pulisic on Sunday. We've only played a handful of those cutbacks into the area this season.
It still took us for them to lose their only fit centre back for us to be able to do that.
Yes, and that was a rotated team with no center backs on the pitch. But like service like that is so few and far between with our team that like I really struggle passing harsh judgment on a poacher because if Lukaku
no, but like I saw Alonso put like very good balls in the whole second half, and it was just either shit touched by Werner, goes past that ghost Havertz, or like whoever the other players, Mount just misplaces a pass. Same thing as always.
But the thing for me is like when Lukaku's on the pitch, we don't sling the ball into him like from the wide areas. We don't
take ages to put it in all the time.
As soon as he's off the pitch, then we'll just fling crosses at him. Like, you guys know, like, this is not how it should be. And I'm not saying you just lump deep crosses in and expect Lukaku to turn into Drogba. But, like, put balls behind defenders' heels. Play balls across the box. Like, hit an area.
Give him a chance.
Play percentage football to a degree. If we're unable to pick the ball up in central positions and play precise through balls to runners beyond our striker, then get the ball out wide and kind of keep it fucking simple. But, like, for me, it's just – there's so many issues with our team in terms of like build-up that I find just focusing on the striker myopic and fruitless. So like we can have the conversation, But like, I just don't think like there's bigger issues in our team. I'll maintain that there are bigger issues in our team.
I know, but it's like the midfield and defense are going to be looked at because we are losing a lot of personnel in there. It's just the attack where it's like who goes and who stays. Personally, Mount Ziyech and Lukaku would stay for me.
Oh,
The
see,
rest,
if
if
we're
they're not
talking
gonna
just
come, get
attacking
rid.
players, I legit don't think like a lot. I don't think our attackers are consistent at all. Like, I don't have faith in them to supply Alonso or to supply Lukaku consistently.
Exactly.
That is an issue.
Same
Like,
here.
don't get me wrong. Like, I said back in September, I'd sell all of them, and like to a degree,
did
I
say
still
that.
kind of believe that.
I still would. It's just that this fan base has agendas. They'll criticize one player for one thing, and then when the other player does the exact same thing, they'll ignore it.
I just
It's
find it
jarring.
weird that like we have people who stand our attacking players when like
Exactly, man.
they're all
Like,
varying degrees of
fucking-
shit.
There's still Cho stands here, like it's 2022. Get with the
Like
fucking
we'll have
time.
the Cho stands arguing with the Pulisic stands, and the Havertz stands will jump in. It's like, wait,
It's like all
between
you guys
three
are
of you, we
mid.
have what about 10 goals this year? Like, what are we talking about?
Like respect. Havertz is like one of the most overprotected players that we have right now. He's played 800 more minutes than Lukaku and has one more Premier League goal than him. But apparently apparently he's the answer to all of our problems because we're more fluid with him and his movement's good. It just sounds like fucking Werner, except
See,
taller.
the thing with me is like fluidity is cool, and dynamism in your attack is cool. But if I'm not getting output as a result of that dynamism, and we're just running around to look like we're trying hard, then like I don't value it.
Exactly. I genuinely couldn't have said it better myself. Last year it was Werner we had this shit argument for. Now this year it's Havertz. First season is done.
But,
I'm
like, the
tired
thing
of it.
for
I'd
me-
stop giving Werner that support for the same reason.
But
This guy
Lewis-
cost 72 million quid and has one
Lewis.
more goal involvement than
And
he
before
did
you
last
look-
season.
Before you
With
lot
more
continue,
minutes.
yo, but if people are just talking rubbish in the comments, I will block. We'll run bants and jokes, but if you're not adding nothing and you're just chatting shit, I'm just handing out blocks, just letting you lot know
Like,
now. Go on, carry on, you man.
The thing for me, Lewis, is like with Werner last year, I could like the thing that pissed me off was he was so wasteful. Like, we can't sit here and act like Lukaku has been half as wasteful this season as Werner was last season.
100%.
We can't do that in good conscience. If you want to say Lukaku's lazy, doesn't press, right, doesn't make himself involved, that's cool. I hear that. But let's not act like the issue with Lukaku in our team isn't anything other than there is just a complete inability to serve him consistent chances. Like, he scored with 3 of his first 4 shots on target in the Premier League. We played down
He had
to 10 men
6
at
shots
Anfield.
and 5 goals in the first month or two.
Yeah, we played 10 men away at Anfield, and like even still, he should have had an assist that day. Thank you, Mason Mount, but like whatever, right? And then, like I said, ankle injury, which he was out for a while with. He came back into the team in December. He did well off the bench against Villa. He played well against Brighton, where we ended up dropping points, and then the interview quotes dropped. And from there, everything was just fucking upside down. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of tough. I don't think we're past a point of no return with him. I really don't think so, because at the end of the day, like I said, like if we had a Hakimi on one side and a Kostic on the other, I don't think we're struggling to serve Lukaku chances.
Exactly. The service just needs to be a lot better. Like everyone's just getting pissy about it because they don't like the interview. And I didn't like it either. But even though his confidence has dipped and everything, you still look more threatening when Lukaku was on form as opposed to when we put Werner up top or when we put Havertz up top.
No, like, see, I agree with that. It's just, for me, in the short term, the team is used to playing one way from last season. We can debate its effectiveness all we want. I hear that. So, like, in these one-off, like, cup competitions, I understand Tuchel reverting to type and dropping Lukaku because it's not as seamless as it needs to be. I get it. I just think there's no reason to sit him on the bench in these league games and watch like a combination of Werner, Pulisic, and like Ziyech or Mount and like Havertz play. It's like, we're not. I don't know. We need to either get him firing so we can sell him, or get him firing so we can use him.
No, it's like all of them except for Lukaku have been here for a season now. We know exactly what they're capable of and what they're not capable of. To me, Ziyech, different player in a 4. Lukaku, different player in a 4. Mount, we know what his quality is. We know what he can bring. And to be honest, we know he's not a 10 either. So it's a bit annoying that we continue
this
to persist
criticism is what gets me. He doesn't fit how Chelsea play. A lot of our players who are playing don't fit how we play, though.
Exactly, bruv.
Like Azpilicueta at wingback, Marcos Alonso at wingback. This version of N'Golo Kante in the Bernabeu, right? You have an out of form Jorginho. We have fucking Chalobah playing right center back sometimes, right? Like you would say, like a lot of these players are not Chelsea players or like Tuchel's ideal tools. There's no way Tuchel wakes up and decides, "Yep, Marcos Alonso is my wingback. I feel great about my life." Like, there's just no way. So, like this
I would
criticism,
feel great with my life with these attackers.
this applies to 2/3 of our team. This criticism applies to 2/3 of our team. As long as you guys recognize that and don't just reserve that specific criticism for Lukaku, then that's fine. Westbrook is goated. This might be the most sensible thing you said. Like, we do have a bunch of different players that are used to different systems. Thank you.
Yep, exactly.
This is the thing. So, like, cool. Like, Marcos Alonso bought under Antonio Conte. Cesar Azpilicueta bought under Roberto Di Matteo, funnily enough. Thiago Silva bought under Frank Lampard. Rudiger bought under Conte, now leaving. Christensen, you could say he was bought under Jose way back. Cool. Leaving now. Chalobah brought through under Thomas Tuchel. Loftus-Cheek, I don't even fucking remember. I think that was Jose. Jorginho, sorry. Kovacic, sorry. Hudson-Odoi, technically Conte. Right? But, like, I've put in 4 different names there without having to think too hard. 4 or 5 different names. So, like, my thing is, those are all managers who play distinctly different ways. So you're trying to tie things together. And, like, there's only so much you can do. Like, it's not for me, it's like, yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I just don't think Lukaku is the, like, hill to die on in terms of, like, this is all his fault. Like, it can't be. We struggle to attack. Like, the funny thing is, people will say, you bought Lukaku to score goals. You're no better attacking-wise this season than last season. The thing is, we are. Like, we actually are. We've already scored. I think we're 2 goals shy of eclipsing our goal. Or no, we already eclipsed our goal tally from last season. I think we only scored 59 last season. We've already scored
way more games, didn't we?
No. I'm saying in the league. We scored 59 goals in the league last season. We've already scored 67. So, like, everybody, we still stink. Don't get me wrong. Our attackers still stink. Like, I still believe that. But, like, it's just, it doesn't look the way that people want it to. That's really the biggest issue to me, which is cool. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not with this whole, this attacker is better than this one. They're all mid.
Yeah, you lot as well. I was gonna say, yeah, continue to get your questions in because I'm starring the message, the questions from the members, people. So get your questions in. It don't have to be about this topic. Of course, you can add into it as well. But sports Q&A, people, get to ask us any sporting question, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, boxing, whatever you lot want to talk about. You lot run the show, and yeah, man, get the likes up as well. Now we got over 30 of you lot, and we're even at 20 likes. Get the likes up on the video. Big up to Black Diamond. I wanted to get to this because he said, I don't think the board retaining Ralph as a result. He's gone kamikaze on their ass. He's revealing all, and that's great. I'm all for it. Time to shine. He's just joined. He says, just catching up and a bit behind on your video. Heard you said United need Europe. I agree with you. Just want to hear your reasoning to see if it's similar to mine because I don't see it as a hindrance whatsoever. I don't see how being in the Europa League or the Conference League with a new manager is a problem when he's trying to implement ideas and you have a whole nother competition to work with where you're under severe less pressure. Like if he's coming in like
low-key.
I'm all for it. Like
I think you need it though. Like there's this whole being out of Europe to coach people.
Yeah.
If Man United are getting back to like how they want it to be, you're playing 60 matches a season.
Facts.
You're not gonna have 6 days in between matches.
Yes.
Like this whole Arsenal like environment to where they're like overachieving and niggas want to run victory laps and all that. Like that's cool. That's not real football. Like that's just not realistic. So like
no.
People will turn their nose up at Europa League or Conference League or whatever the fuck you guys get. People are turning noses up at that. And that's cool. But like these players need to learn to handle that kind of fixture schedule. And like, let's not lie, Europa League group stages is not hard.
And that's
Not
going
hard.
back to my point in terms of the pressure, not only in terms of the competition and in terms of the teams in the competition, the pressure's much less. Like nobody's looking at that and going, it's must win. It's not like being in the Premier League game or being in the Champions League, like especially in the early stages as well. And what better way for the new manager to try and implement his style? Because we're going to have a lot of new players in, whether it's by signings or youth or a mixture of the both. There's going to be a lot of new players in there, just simply because of quantity in terms of who's leaving. We got 6, I think it's like 5, 6 players out of contract who are definitely leaving. So that's 5, 6 bodies who are going to be, there's going to be 5, 6 bodies that are landing, that are incoming into the football club. So they need to be, and game time. Footballers will tell you game time's the best thing. They'll tell you this. Like anyone who's played football at any level, I've played Saudi League, training, the way to implement and get good and get accustomed to a way a manager wants you to play and gain chemistry and confidence is game time. You can train all day long, but eventually you got to get in the ring and fight.
Like, you guys can shit on it all you want, but Europa League is what gave Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek the platform to break into Chelsea's team.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, their careers stalled because of poorly timed Achilles injuries, right? But, like, let's not act like they didn't grow leaps and bounds in Europa League. Like, it definitely helped them. I think it definitely helped their team.
Yeah, but there's no reason why it
like,
can't help others.
I'm like, I wouldn't shit on it, man. Also, you win that, you're in pot 1 of the Champions League draw.
Facts. And it's a trophy. And it's European. And yes, it's not of the level, but it's European experience. Even if it's the Conference League, you can't shit on European experience and having that.
And like, also, you guys haven't won shit for 5 years. Like, what are we talking about here?
This is my point. Target the competition.
Like,
why not?
I kind of understand not caring if you guys win Conference League, but like Europa League gets you into Champions League. It's a bit more of a prestigious tournament than Conference League is, right? Like, it's good. It's good experience. There's no reason to not be in it. It's not like you're challenging for a title next season anyways.
Plus, it's embarrassing if you
is
don't
not
win
going
it.
to affect you.
You spitting, man. You spitting, fam. This is my point. Like, I don't get why people turning their nose up. I don't want one game a week.
Like, with all due respect, who are you guys to turn your nose up at Europa League football right now? Genuinely.
We're a Europa League side.
Yes.
We're United or a Europa League thing cannot change. Yes, like next season under Ten Hag with the new additions, we may become a Champions League side. But currently, right now, we are a Europa League side. Because if you put us in the Europa League, we'll get to the last stages. We'll be one of the favorites for the competition.
Look, it's the backdoor route into Champions League. So if you need to go that way, then it's always nice to have that option.
I'm all for that. Mourinho did it. I'm all for Ten Hag doing it. 100%. And what does this flawless? This sounds like United. Yeah, Chelsea got problems. I didn't realize it's not as drastic as ours, but it's big. It's because they obviously have they have their manager in place and they have certain players in place. But the fact that they're losing centre backs, now central midfield's an issue, wing backs outside of Reece James. Well, you got Reece James and Chilwell, so I wouldn't call wing backs an issue for you lot. But basically down the spine of your team.
It's an issue.
You think it's an issue? What makes you think it's an issue?
We are one Chilwell injury away from falling apart. Again, we're in the same boat.
So you need to sign a wing back, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, I said that's why I was not against the idea of signing Hakimi last summer.
Yeah,
like,
you said this.
We'll be fine. I was like, all right, cool. And then Betancourt took Chilwell's ACL, and here we are.
Wait, you said we were one injury away, and why the board keep chasing about this Haaland stuff then the whole summer?
Don't do this. Don't do this hindsight thing because you were on this Haaland boat too. Don't do this.
I'm not on the sound bullshit. I'm just
no. Because
we don't want no Brienne of Tarth here, man. Get out of here.
The thing that pisses me off about our
Brienne of Tarth, you know that girl from Game of Thrones, the wedge.
I've never watched Game of Thrones.
The thing that pisses me off about
type in Brienne of Tarth, you'll see it.
Like our fan base, this like last summer, because Reece performed well in the Champions League final. People like, oh, we don't need Hakimi. He's gonna block Reece. I was like, you guys are retarded. Like we're one injury from being in the shit on that side of the pitch. Azpilicueta is 33.
Well, what's up?
He can barely make it. He can barely make it through a 90 minutes at right center back. He can't hold up his wing back for any specific amount of time. We've had Loftus-Cheek play there. We've had Pulisic play there. We've had Hudson-Odoi play there. None of them are wing backs. The only reason he's out there is because we don't have actual wing back alternatives. Right? Factor in Chilwell's ACL is gone. We might see him at the beginning of next season, but we're not seeing him before then. So we had to survive since the middle of November without him. Like, the squad is too thin for what we want to do. If we want to provide width and service to our £100 million striker, then maybe we shouldn't have Alonso and Azpilicueta in the wide areas of the pitch. Maybe. I know it's a radical idea, guys, but maybe that's not the best idea.
I did what you're saying. But yeah, they do have, like, so Peter saying on that. So not only is it your centre backs, it's your wing backs, central midfield area, and your attacking area. Right, you don't need a whole revamp then.
To me, like, we just need like 4 players.
So you're saying 4, so we saying what? I said, what are the 4 players, 2 wing backs?
Like, if I had to sign players, it'd be 2 wing backs and 2 center backs. And honestly, like, because we're getting Gallagher back from loan, right? Okay. I think he can rotate in the midfield areas. If we have to take an L and lose Kante and Jorginho on a free, I would rather rotate. Like, I'm of the belief that we sort out our back line, we sort out the wide areas. The rest of the team will take care of itself.
Okay.
But I still think, like, I know Kante's been shit this year. I hear that. I still think you give Jorginho a summer off. You put him next to a Kovacic. You have Kante. We have, like, people like Conor Gallagher. You could use a Ruben for another year. I just don't want – the problem is they have to go and play other positions because the other people as backups for wing backs and, like, center backs are just not good enough. Like, I've seen Ruben playing right center back. I've seen him playing in the middle of the 3. I saw him play 6. I've seen him play in the midfield 3. And I saw him play wing back this season. That's too many things. He shouldn't have to be doing all that. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, to me, get better wing backs, get center back options so we're not playing Thiago Silva 50 times. A lot of this will take care of itself. But if we don't address the wide areas,
Thiago Silva's been fitter than half of our team, for fuck's sake.
But that's the thing. This is like the second most appearances he's made in a season in his career. Jesus. And he's like 37. He's playing too much. So, like, for me, sort the wide areas, it'll look a lot better. Like, if you brought me a Mena and a Kostic, we'd be eating. I'd be so fine with that.
And to see one as well, like, I hear what you're saying about potential, but I haven't really seen it. Like, let's be real about it. Let's go through the season. First half of the season, absolutely ghosted. Did the square root of fuck all. I remember watching us beat Norwich 7-0 and this guy was just doing nothing. But then people would tell me, oh, but his movement was good and he dragged the defenders out of the position. It's fucking Norwich, man. They probably dragged themselves out of position. Then the whole Lukaku interview drops. He has meaty performances after that. Lukaku and Tuchel can't play him into form, so he starts playing Havertz. Does all right. Like, he gets like 12 goal involvements in 10 games or something. And then ghosts ever since. We allowed the first half of the season because statistically he always starts the first half of the season poorly. He does that every single season. But this was meant to be the part where he really starts dragging himself into form and dragging the team forward. And he hasn't. He's just had a purple patch and disappeared. And it's not his first season now, so I'm not having any excuses for him. He's just as average as Werner is, in my opinion, except he has less chances. Other than 1 or 2 touches, doesn't do anything, but he gets away with it because he scores clutch goals for us. Basically, Batshuayi with a better first touch. That's it. And people say, like, they'll question my ball knowledge of it. We're playing him in the middle. Get more G&A. He has 1 more goal involvement than he has last season. If this was Werner or Lukaku, we'd be slating them. Bruh, if Lukaku had a performance like Havertz had against West Ham, we'd be ripping him. But no one speaks about it because UCL final tax.
If this was Solomon Kalou, brother, 12 years ago, the energy would not be the same.
Exactly, man. Like, let's be real. I don't give a shit. He was a £72 million signing, and he's been fucking average this season.
Nah, he scored some cool goals. So, like,
Great. He scored a penalty in the Club World Cup final. Great. And it's only because Aspi took all the pressure off him before that.
You swap out Maluda and Kalou in 2010 for Havertz and Werner, and we're cooking differently. We'd be all right.
Yeah, C1, exactly. Kasper Kai, man, the friendly ghost. Don't do nothing. Batshu Kai.
They don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear this, man.
Go on, cuz.
You want to know why? Because they're going to talk about, he's a silky German. He's a silky German on our backside.
Silky what, man?
That's some bullshit.
Silky
I'm telling you,
what?
that's
The only thing
Hey,
silky
it's
is the
that
shirt
white
he's
privilege.
wearing.
We know what it is. We know what it is, guys, with Havertz and Werner. It's not white privilege. You're not allowed to criticize too loudly. You're not allowed. We know what it is.
Yeah,
A
the
guy
only
by
difference is
definition.
fucking Werner was missing so many
Oh,
chances you couldn't
we got
ignore it.
mediocre
Havertz
white-
doesn't,
we got-
but he does nothing in possession.
We got mediocre white players. No one cares. We got We got two mediocre black attackers, and people want to kill them. Explain it to me.
Exactly. 800, 900 more minutes in the Premier League than Lukaku this season. One more goal.
Wallahi, bro, Havertz is the biggest false image. I swear to God, he's the biggest false image.
Talk about it.
Yo,
Carl.
all he
think
does
he's
is
this
put
guy.
pictures of
He's
his
not
dog on
that guy.
Instagram and niggas forgive him. It's crazy.
Flawless, I'm telling you. He is
Chat
not
to me.
that guy. He is not that guy. And you know what it is? Listen, first season, you can give him a leeway, blah, blah, blah. First season, he's a young player. Brother, you've got big shoes to fill, man. You haven't had a striker, a proper striker in years. We spent 72 million on you. Obviously, it's quote-unquote an investment. And this is all on Abramovich, in my opinion. Abramovich wanted this guy for some odd reason. I don't know why. I don't know how. Abramovich wanted this guy. This was not
Wanted
the best
who?
way to use your money.
Havertz.
Kai Havertz.
No, the
This is
only
not the best
reason
way to
why
use
we
your
got
money.
him was because Real Madrid and Bayern were interested as well. But because of COVID season and everyone losing so much money, no one could afford the price Leverkusen wanted. But we were the club that just came out of a transfer ban and still had the 160 million off the Eden Hazard transfer, so we could freely spend that window and we could outbid anybody for anyone. That's why we went around freely spending on everybody we could. That's why we got 6 mad signings out of nothing. It's the only reason why we got him. Any other year, he's going to Bayern, he's going to Real Madrid.
Jeez. Yo,
Let's
Lewis,
be
who
real,
would,
he's been here and he's been fucking average.
so if you could buy someone, who would you buy? Like what players, what positions would you like in the summer would you
Before
sign?
the ACL, I would have said Chiesa, but like now, not really.
No, not what players, what positions would you buy for at Chelsea is what I'm asking.
I'd want more creative wingers. More creative wingers are the ones
So
you can
2 wide
play
players.
in the number 10 in between the spaces.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna need to get 2 midfielders now. We need a right wing back and a left wing back, and we need 2 centre backs. And we're not gonna get all of them because we haven't got Roman money no more.
I got 4 names.
Go on.
I want Kostic. I want Mela. I want Elise. And give me any left-footed center back you can think of.
Pau Torres?
I don't even care. I really don't care.
All right.
Any left-footed center back that's comfortable with the ball at his feet. So I can put either Elise or Ziyech on that. Because the thing with Elise is he could play as a 10. People just watch him play on the right at Palace, but in the Champs, he was playing in the hole. He can play as a 10, right? Mount in the 10, not going to lie, doesn't move me. Never has. I respect him doing his channel man impressions and just swinging in balls from the right and the left, but that's not what our number 10 is supposed to be on the pitch for. So I would also sell like Pulisic, Werner, and Lukaku if I could. I would do it all because I just don't think there's any way we can recoup like the Havertz money at this point. I just think there's no way. There's no way.
I'd switch Lukaku with Havertz personally.
Man called him.
No,
man
Black
called him.
Diamond, I understand this. I completely understand this. It's just like for me, we need because I think we're using wingbacks next season. Everybody's like, Tuchel's gonna switch to a back 4. That's not happening, brothers. Not happening. There's no reason for it to happen. It's not happening. So yeah, we need wingbacks though. So Chilwell isn't fit. I'm throwing in Kostic. Mela rotate with Reese. Low key, it's gonna sound terrible, but I'm glad Livermento tore his ACL. So he's not moving this summer. He's not moving in January. That clause is active in 2023. So we coming back.
I was deep.
No.
Jesus Christ,
I'm
man.
glad
This
he's
guy-
coming back.
This guy is a wild boy, you know.
He was getting linked to Arsenal. I was like, oh no, they might actually buy him. And then I was like, yes. So Livermento, you coming home in 2023. But for next season, Mela, I'll take it. If we want to move Reese to right center back, I'm cool with that. I don't care. Because now we have an actual wing back who can play. But yeah, like to me, Elise, he's a hooper. Like I have no real reason to prefer him over other attackers. I just watch him play. I'm like, yeah, I need that. Also, he's from our academy. He fits the weird academy fetish our fans have. So there's no reason they shouldn't accept him other than he's just black. Which, you know what? That might be enough for them to be like, nah, we don't need him.
You lot continue to get your questions in.
You know how our
As
fans
well.
are. You know how our fans are. They're like, Declan Rice, academy kid. Elise was in the academy at the exact same fucking time, and no one talks about it.
I didn't even know he was in academy. He came through your academy. I
You
had
know
no
who else
idea.
came from our
Did
academy?
we get that
You know who else came
cringe
from our academy?
150 million merchant?
Musiala at Bayern.
Who? At Bayern?
Jamal Musiala at Bayern came from the
Oh,
Congo.
is it?
Yep.
Right, Basil. I swear Bainesy's a big fan of him as well.
Yeah.
What I'm saying,
There you
Bainesy
go.
keeps going on about. I think it's
Hey,
him.
Cobham runs the world low key, but like, it's cool. We only promote the hard running, passionate white ones. It's crazy. We have one hooper in Cho, and he tore his Achilles. Fuck.
This guy is wild.
Fuck. I'm telling you, when's the last time we produced a winger? Lewis, when's the last time we produced a winger that actually played for us besides Cho? It doesn't happen. We get these robotic eights.
I mean,
Boga?
Masunda
Jeremy
don't. Nah,
Boga?
Masunda don't count.
Yeah, Jeremy Boga played 12 minutes for us and then got subbed off because Cahill got a red because he's an idiot.
Long time ago. It was a long
And now
time ago.
Jeremy
said
Boga's
Boga,
in
you know.
Sassuolo.
Remember Jeremy Boga played the game against Burnley, the first game of the
Yes,
season.
I remember. We all remember what happened. Fuck you, Gary Cahill. But
Boga had to come on. It was AC's debut. Is what it is.
Boga had to come off. But yeah, so,
He would have scored on his debut if it weren't for that dickhead Morata being offsides, but we moved.
Look at this is from Morale.
my
We were
point
9
is,
men. 9.
my point is, we produce eights like robots. There was a Loftus-Cheek. Then before him, there was a Josh McEachran. After Loftus-Cheek, there's a Mount. Now there's a Gallagher. We're going to produce some random 8 in 2 years. Like, if we sell Gallagher, I'm not going to cry. If we sell Mason Mount, I'm not going to cry. Like, there will be another one. There will be another one.
Mount and Gallagher basically the same thing anyway.
They're the same.
Is Gallagher
twins.
not good? I've not seen
Now
him.
Gallagher's good.
Not
Gallagher's good. I mean, just similar type to Mount.
Oh,
He's
okay.
literally
we got,
Mount with lighter hair that's a little bit floppier. It's the
Low key,
same.
we got Thingy. We got, what's his name? We got Webster, who's a hooper. And we got Vel that's coming out as well.
See, this is the thing. Like, I just don't
Put
believe
Harvey
it.
up top instead of Kai. That might work.
Just don't believe it.
Don't believe it. We haven't produced a winger in a minute. We had Gal Kakuta, that didn't work. Like, we had all
Hey,
these.
yeah,
Gil Kakuta.
Oh yeah, I stole Gail Kakura and got in
No,
trouble
yo,
in it
let's produce robots at Cobham. So, like, for me, it's like sell any of them for 50 mil. I'm not gonna cry.
because you know there's another one on the horizon.
We'll get another 8. It'll be some random white dude from like fucking Leeds or some shit. Like,
This guy
like
is
people
wild.
cried
We
when
had
we
the
sold
chance to
Lewis.
get decent young wingers in the Hazard era, but we decided, let's fuck it. Let's just spend some money on Bakayoko and Batshuayi and
Shit.
these fucking frauds.
You know what? We had wingers.
4 years of
We
signing
sold them all.
fraudulent players.
We had attacking players. We had hoopers, and Jose sold them all. He's the real criminal here.
Yeah, you know
Big up-
what it
big up
is. Big
Jose,
up
big up
Jose,
Jose.
but man, that second spell
Don't big
with
up
self-
Jose.
Big up Jose every time,
No,
man.
No,
What I'm saying,
I
messing
love
up Chelsea.
Jose.
Big
That
up
second
Jose. Let's
spell
go, Lewis.
doesn't count.
Let's go.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
How do you
Nah,
sell?
fucking
second
Chelsea.
How do you
season,
sell
bro.
Mata,
Fuck,
De Bruyne? How do you sell Mata and De Bruyne for Oscar and Willian to play? What is this? That's never a sentence that needed to be said.
Mata was a crime against the sport of football, and he does need to answer for that. But Kevin
Mata
De Bruyne,
had
that's on
35
the board.
assists.
No
Mata-
buyback clause, no first refusal. That's on your ass.
Nothing. Mata had 35 assists when he played with Ba and Eto as his strikers. Don't ever tell me he couldn't hoop. Don't ever tell me. And we
don't.
sold him. He
This
put
guy
Mata
should have
on the
been.
bench.
This guy should have been on
Oscar.
Hazard level of like best in the
Criminal.
league in the tens.
Criminal. We literally
They went
had
to
the
United
best-
and just got dashed out on the
we had
wing for
the two best
Fellaini.
creative players in the same team at the same time, and we gave them Fernando Torres to hit balls in the net with. It was bullshit. And then we sold Mata to David Moyes. It's not even like we sold him to a good manager.
Send him to Moise.
We sent De Bruyne to the wilderness in Germany, and we persisted with
Wolfsburg.
Willian on the wing.
Big up William.
Oh, don't even remind me of that fucking Macy Gray looking fraud.
The venom in Lewis's voice because he was there watching all these games during that season, watching Willian,
Disgusting.
Morata, and Xhaka.
We sentenced Hazard to isoball for 5 years. 5 years.
People tell me Hazard. People tell me Hazard isn't fucking generational. That guy is one of the best wingers the league's ever
Bro,
seen.
you know
He
how
overperformed
he walks down the
with
tunnel.
genuine
He
zombies
walked down the
around him.
tunnel every game, knowing he's playing with Willian on the other wing. His fullback to overlap was Aspilicueta at first.
I don't get why Chelsea fans are so pissed that he left. If I had to play with fucking shit in my prime, and I'm one of the best players in the world, I'd fuck off too.
You know,
man had to buy what was it? A drink water Bakayoko pivot and that. Let's go.
Bro, 17-18, there was a game where we had Bakayoko, Kante, and fucking Drinkwater playing in midfield. And we had Hazard and Morata up top. I'm like, this guy had to be.
I remember that. Newcastle. Deep Drinkwater was the worst midfielder on the pitch.
Oh my God. And it's like, why did he leave? It's like, what? What?
That stink midfield pivot. No wonder Kante's legs are done when he spent the whole of that season covering for Fabregas, Bakayoko, and Drinkwater. Every single game he had to play because he was next to a fraud.
Unbelievable.
I forgot you might have Fabregas.
Look, I don't even care that we've been.
I want Fabregas. That was the zombie of Fabregas.
Like, look, Chelsea letting go of Salah and Lukaku at the time was like understandable. I kind of get it. I don't really agree with the Lukaku one, but like whatever. Like, but we had De Bruyne and Mata right there.
Nah, that Lukaku one made no sense. We brought in Lukaku to replace Drogba, and we brought in Drogba to replace Lukaku. It made no sense.
Facts, though. Spin, yo.
That's our scouting system for you in one sentence.
We brought in I said we brought in Lukaku to replace Drogba. Then brought in Drogba to replace Lukaku.
And that's
that's our scouting system for you.
I thought I had it bad.
You know what? We won 2 Prems because of Diego Costa, but low-key, that's the facts. Like, the fact that I saw 37-year-old Drogba playing Premier League games with Hazard feeding him, I was like, this is wrong. This should not be happening.
Yeah, like, I was still with it for the culture, innit? But, like, same way, it's so dumb.
Love that.
And I saw Lukaku banging 20 at Everton. I'm like, I'm not hurt. People are like, we're winning the Prem. I'm like, yeah, but he was literally our player.
It's like, cool, we're winning the Prem. I mean, Drogba, Costa's cool and all of that, but like he was another ghost for half a season too.
The moral of the story is, if you're mediocre at Chelsea, you better be white. Because if you're not, there's no hope for you. Kalou, we hated that nigga. Maluda, we hated that nigga. This Mikel revisionism by this fan base is so nasty. These niggas didn't love him when he was playing. No. Don't let these people lie to you now. That's not how it went down. I remember. I was here. I watched the games. People act like Mikel's the second coming of Jesus. Nope. That's not how they were acting at the time. Let's not lie. So, like, cool. It's all well and good. Like, I'm just telling you, Lukaku could score 30 next year, and people would still be mad. They'd be like, oh, but movement, Kai Havertz. No. Like, there's no objectivity here. There is no objectivity. Like, Lukaku's just never going to get a fair shake. Ever since that interview, like we're gonna.
That's why I keep backing Lukaku through all of it because I know what he's capable of, and I know the other alternatives. They aren't all that.
You man just sign some new attackers then? How about that?
Yeah, I'd fucking love that too. To be honest, so just do a swap deal and send the other way. Yeah, just probably counts for like 15% of the transfer, but it's cool.
Yeah, like go just sign some players, surely. Because you're saying all these players ain't good enough. Surely you should just go again. I just get new wingers.
That's what I'd love to do. Just reset. Just a complete reset.
Who's buying Pulisic?
Surely somebody would buy Pulisic.
Nope, because we value him too much because of his market.
That's on you lot. That's what I'm saying, innit? In terms of like, there would be if your attackers became available, all of them, even though I don't rate most of them, they would have clubs coming for them, 110%.
Who's buying Pulisic? Fucking Greuther Fürth and Bundesliga? Somebody
will buy Pulisic. Where did he come from? What league did he come from?
Dortmund.
Yeah, so someone will buy him from Germany, 100%. Sure? Yes.
Not for the money we'll ask for him.
How much did you sign him for?
60 mil.
Yeah, you ain't getting that back. You're gonna have to take a loss. You have to take a loss on that. But somebody would. Like Pulisic, like all of your attackers, the only one I think would even Werner gets a move. Werner will get a move.
No, Werner will go back to the Bundesliga.
If I'm in the Bundesliga, I'd sign Werner. With that high line, I'd sign Werner.
Werner found one.
Kai as well. He'd go straight back to the Bundesliga and he'd thrive and fuck off there.
That's Southampton, and Matisse said it in his recap. Like when you lot played at the Bernabeu, maybe the pitches ain't big enough because he went to the Bernabeu and balled out. So Werner would definitely get somebody would buy Werner.
Would buy Pulisic. I can't believe we wasted a Timo Werner Bernabeu game.
And the goal he scored was cold. Hey, Timo,
N'Golo
this is your
Kante, you
moment.
have blood on your hands. I don't care. You have
Yeah,
blood
man.
on your hands. Kante and Pulisic, I'm still mad at you. I will
Kante
be.
moving like he was playing. in
Pulisic
Bayern.
ain't even that mad. They're all half chances. Talk
Yeah.
to me about clutch Kai Havertz missing a clear-cut header in the 116th minute.
Yeah, that was a bad miss. That was a bad miss.
We wasted
But
it.
again, no one talks about it, but Lukaku's header in the first leg, we'll make
Everybody
memes
talks
and
about it.
fucking fail comps about all of that.
Yeah, he's
Again,
missed that. Was a bad miss.
favoritism. Kante and Havertz, the two most overprotected players in our squad, and also the two most average players in our squad.
Wow. Well, yeah, like your attack is like even like
I love Kante, but he's sold in Madrid, man. He's sold.
yeah. Like Havertz, you could sell Pulisic, Werner, all your attackers you could move on. Hudson-Odoi if you wanted to. Like you could get peas for your attackers.
Now, Kante is a false image, man. We need to shift him to France ASAP, man. Send that guy back.
We need to ship
One-way
out
ticket,
Smiley, man.
One-way ticket, man.
We need to ship out Smiley, man. Let's go.
Smiley
This is
man can
crazy.
get us about 60 million based off his smile alone, bro. And that's still a profit.
I'll be honest. Like, to me, I would genuinely take Zaha and Elise as our wide options next year above what we have.
I think you cook with those two.
I think we would too.
I think you cook with those two.
people,
Whoever's
like-
in the nine.
Like, that might be very BLM of me, but like people in our fan base sit there and slander Zaha. Zaha has better Prem output this season than any of our wing players have ever had in the Prem.
Wings or attackers?
Like, look, if you want to say Mount has more GA than Zaha. Keep in mind, like, Mount is on set pieces for like assist and shit, so like cool. And also, like, Zaha literally plays with Mateta and fucking Ayew. Like, it's not like Eze hasn't even played. Like, I would take Eze too, assuming like he's cool from his Achilles. But no, yeah, I would genuinely take Zaha and Elise ahead of like Pulisic, Cho, Werner, Havertz, like 100%.
Even then, if you look lower, like Ivan Toney, please. Please,
Bro,
I'll
if you
take
were
it.
going to cost 60 mil, I would do it. But that's going to be a lot of money.
Send fucking Werner or Havertz or both in a 2-for-1 deal. I'm sure they'd love it.
We'll go down if they replace Tony with Werner. Come on.
Yeah. Come on, man. We don't want to see that happen to Brentford like that. You guys think Gallagher will get a chance next season?
Definitely.
Yes, he's white.
And plus, N'Golo and Jorginho are going anyway.
Yes.
Shit, you lot are light in central midfield as well as centre back as well, innit? And
Yeah,
wing
we'll
backs.
replace them with Gilmore and Gallagher, and
No, man.
everyone
Billy
can
Esther,
realise
man.
how important Jorginho is to our team next season.
I mean, you got Billy Esther, man. I've heard nothing but you lot waxing there. Not you lot, but Chelsea fans waxing lyrical about him.
Johnny,
Goatmore.
yo,
Gilmore ain't ready yet. He needs another loan. But it is what it is.
speaking of Billy Esther, Johnny was just randomly crashing it on Tuchel on the timeline today. It was just so random.
Go on, what
Like,
did he
it
say?
was, I think Cos was like slandering like Lampard's like defensive record as a manager. So Johnny just put in the thread like because Lampard has like 0.08 more points per home match than Tuchel does.
Okay.
So it's like 1.86 to like 1.78. And then so I looked up the away matches and Tuchel was like 2.2 and Lampard's like 1.5. And I didn't realize Lampard's away record with Chelsea in the Premier League was so bad. I was like looking at it today. I was like, oh my lord.
Super Frankie Lampard, innit?
Hey,
Super-
guiding the mighty Chelsea apparently.
Super Frankie, he guided Everton down into the championship. But hey, that's Timo's guy. You're all right, Timo?
Yo, somebody was telling me today that they think Everton will retain him if they relegate. I'm like, what?
What? Why? Why is it? He trying to go to League One? Oh shit! He trying to go to League One?
Fuck it.
Like, is that what it is?
Fuck
Like,
it.
it's crazy. Yeah, man. Like, it's a mazza. And to Wonder who asked as well, obviously, you lot continue to get your questions in. This is like a ballers at the bridge, but I did enjoy that. What was I going to say? Wonder asked
Yeah,
me.
we're not doing balls to the bridge this week, people. We don't care.
Yeah. No, I'm saying it was like ballers at the bridge. Just
No, I'm telling you. I'm just telling you now. We're not doing it.
yeah, I didn't put it in the. You notice I didn't put it in the schedule, fam.
Good.
There's a reason for that.
The football's over. You're not going to get a balls to the bridge until the FA Cup final. I'll be real. with you.
There you go, people. You know what I'm saying? There you
And
go.
if we lose, we're gone. We're gone until next season. There'll be no summer balls to the bridge. Nothing.
There you go. Hit the like button. There's 40 of you lot locked in. Continue to get your questions in. Sports Q&A. You lot run the show. To one done who asked me before as well, like, who do I want to see United sign? In terms of names, we just need bodies, man. In terms of like positions, like similar to what Peter and Cos and Lewis were talking about in terms of Chelsea, like we need a centre back 100%. We need a left back. I want to see a 6 and an 8 come in. All first teamers, by the way, people. So that's a fullback, that's a centre back, that's a number 1 6, a number 1 8. I'm tired of seeing Bruno, a right winger and a striker. So that's 6 first teamers. That's more than half your outfield players. Can they do it? Yes. I don't care who it is, regardless if they bring in 3 or 4 and then we promote youth players. Because I'm tired. I don't want to see Tellers at left back. He should be back up. I'm not trying to see Shaw there at all. Everyone knows Maguire's not good enough. Everybody knows my thoughts on Lindelof. Varane with a partner next to him will be miles better. We need a 6 simply because Matic is leaving and he's the only one we have. I'm tired of seeing Bruno. I'm playing at 8. McTominay's not good enough. I don't think Fred's good enough to be a first team 8. And in regards to the right wing, that wing's a shot. Like Diallo might come back, but I wouldn't want to throw him in as a first choice right winger. But I would have him as backup. You got Alanga who can play out there. Obviously, Sancho plays the other side. So yeah, we need a right winger, whoever that is, and strikers as well, because Cavani's definitely leaving. Martial could be leaving, and there's no guarantee Ronaldo stays. I've said this. There's no guarantee, so we could be strikerless. So we got a lot to deal with, which I like, because out of all the players that are leaving, I'm not really fussed about any of them. The only one I'm like sad about is Pogba, but the situation went the way that went. But other than that, everyone else can leave.
And C1, yeah, I've switched on all of these. I'm sick of overprotecting players. They're all wank.
And to David, who says no more live NBA, like, nah, we'll be back tomorrow. NBA live stream. So for those that don't know,
we're on the Twitch, guys.
Yes,
on the Twitch.
NBA live streams are on the Twitch. So make sure you are following the Twitch, because we go live there literally every night, apart from tonight, because we didn't fancy doing any of the games tonight. We are there. We covered the majority of the regular season, or the entire regular season, pretty much. We've been covering most of the playoff games. We'll continue to do the semifinals in both conferences, both Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals, and the finals as well. And you'll also get courtside commentary alongside that as well in between. So we're going to do a courtside commentary on Friday talking about the first round. Then after the semifinals, you'll get the same. After the finals, you'll get a preview of, and no, actually, you'll get a preview of the second round as well. Same way you'll get a preview of the final of the conference finals and a preview of the finals as well. So yeah, you lot, we're all over on the Twitch. The link is underneath in the description. Big up to Daredevil, says big up Flawless and everyone in the chat. My signing should be Pau Torres, Lodi, Anthony, De Jong, Rice, and Nunes. Right, you breaking the budget. I don't want Pau Torres. I've said this already. I want an aggressive centre back next to Varane. Not that I don't think Pau Torres is good. It's just he seems very similar to Varane. We need a physical. We need someone who's physically dominant. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Lodi is the fullback. Do better than that. Anthony, I hear a lot about.
That would all cost a lot of money.
Yeah. De Jong, again, is another one I hear a lot about.
Wow.
Rice, I think there's better options. And Nunes, I've not seen enough of.
So you're at 170, probably 250. Then the first two, yeah, that's
my
$330 million. $330 million pounds. That's a lot of money.
I switch your mic on, you prick.
This guy. I think he's
Lewis fucked up Ultimate Team.
Yeah, my bad, guys.
Hold that, unfortunately. Hold that.
Flawless, take Rice, bro. You need that English quality. The thing is, if United were to get Rice, I wouldn't mind taking Rice. Just not for the prices we're talking. And I've heard rumors come out that Ralph has said to the board, don't go and get Rice. 100 million for Rice is wild. But would I take Rice at the right price? Absolutely. But Chelsea need him. He's Cobham, so he's going there. Him, Gallagher, Gilmore, man. That's what's needed. That Cobham connection. You know what I'm saying? You'd love it, C1. Lewis would love that as well. Timo would love it. All the Chelsea boys would love it. Absolutely.
Them Yadars getting what they want.
Declan Rice with Gilmore and what's it called? And Gallagher, man. That Cobham connection in midfield.
If we're bringing back failed academy kids, why not bring back Elise?
What, the Friendship midfield?
Yeah.
We're talking failed academy players. Just bringing Ketia back. At least he turned up at the bridge once, unlike Basmati.
Oh, Jesus. So, yeah. And yeah, man, here's the thing. I'd be fine if we didn't sign any marquee. I want to sign players that actually want to play for. A marquee signing can work. That's the thing people get mistaken. Not you, man, but people get like, oh, if you sign a marquee player, as long as he fits what you're trying to do, it's calm. Like Sancho was a marquee signing, but he fits what we're trying to do. He's one of the few players that actually keep. Same with Varane, he actually fits what we're trying to do. But it's again putting the pieces in place and having a manager in place, which should be happening. But we just got to do better with recruitment.
I don't want to spend 100 mil on Declan Rice, man.
No, I ain't doing that.
I just don't want to do that. Like, Declan Rice cannot be our record transfer. Like, I'm kind of cool with it being Lukaku because, like, it made sense at the time. It didn't work out, and it's funny to laugh at. But, like, let's be honest, guys. Based on, like, Lukaku's career, spending $97.5 million on him is much more palatable than chucking 100 mil at West Ham for Declan Rice currently. That's a crazy price for a player. That's nuts.
We have so much areas of the field that we need to strengthen. Yeah. Anyone who tells me that we need to spend 150 million on that fucking meaty excuse of a DM, I just instantly ignore them and just know that they have no fucking ball knowledge.
I could get Mela and Kostic for 40 million pounds. I could get Koundé for another 45, right? Then I could go and get a Kamara from Marseille for free. I could sign an actual central midfielder. I'll spend 115 mil.
But no, he ain't proper Chelsea and best friends with Mason Mount.
That's like, it doesn't, like, we don't have unlimited money. We're not going to have unlimited money anymore. Like, we're doing all this. What are we going to do this? We don't even have fucking owners. Like, we don't know who's going to fucking run this club. It's turned into a fucking soap opera that I've just tuned out of. We don't even know. So, like, their pockets aren't going to be, I mean, their pockets might be deeper than Roman's, but they're just not going to spend that way. So, like, spending 100, blowing 2/3 of the transfer budget on Declan Rice doesn't seem smart to me.
No, that's the bad.
Yeah, but our fans aren't smart.
Our fans ran the club.
Spent the whole season cussing out Lukaku, and then they're just singing, "Oh, but the silky German's just what we need." No, he isn't.
It is what it is, man. I'm
it's
just
all
saying.
A good chant. Oh, Roman, do you know what that's worth? I know it's fucking worth 72 million just for one extra goal involvement from last season. Get out of here, man.
I'm just saying, like, thank God in the semifinal against Real Madrid, Kai Havertz's missed chances in the second leg didn't bite us. Thank God. Because, like, people...
No, they did, but it's apparently Lukaku's fault because he missed him in the first leg.
No, I was saying in the season we won Champions League. When Kai Havertz in that second leg, he played so well. Like, this motherfucker missed, like, 3 big chances in the second leg.
He should have had a fucking hat trick.
Yep.
But the only reason why no one says something is because one of his missed chances fell to Werner 2 yards out, and even he couldn't fucking miss that.
Oh, he tried to dink or try. I'm like, yeah, but he missed. But nah, it is what it is. It's just, look, there's better ways to spend money.
Well, I agree.
Lewis, I could tell that Arsenal fixture broke you. I could tell. Welcome, Lewis. Welcome.
Not Arsenal, Brentford, Real Madrid. I'm just tired of all of these fucking frauds.
Yo, you Chelsea fans are so different, man. Like, you man were so jovial and buoyant, and
yeah, because we knew what they were meant to be capable of.
The burnout just took it out of me. The burnout
it really did. Like, you lot, I'm surrounded by you lot on a regular basis. I don't know why I am, but it is what it is. I'm surrounded by Chelsea fans a lot. We move.
We dropped a classic just to sell at the end, bro.
Yeah, it was great because I was on the watch along with Lewis as well. It was.
I just can't believe we dropped a fucking classic on their heads for 80 minutes. They took away Marcus Alonso's legitimate goal. Fucking Havertz missing all these like, we played so well. We even had Werner.
They tell me he's fucking clutch, man. Brentford, when we were 4-1 down and we're 3-1 down, he had 2 clear chances to make it 3-3. Fucked them both up and we lost 4-1. Real Madrid's second leg, 3 big chances missed. Fucking Arsenal came on, didn't do jack shit. Southampton, cool. They didn't, like he said, couldn't spell defense, let alone fucking defend. But you got a goal there. Palace did nothing. Team, so fucking West Ham, one of the worst performances of the season, did nothing. But it's not Lukaku, so no one criticizes. I can't be bothered for it, man. All of our attackers suck ass.
Look, if you offer me Gabriel Jesus for 25 mil, I would take it.
I'm not at United. I'm just saying, brush. I'm not. No, I am not. That's just me.
25 minutes. I'd do that. Fuck it.
Yeah, you lot would understand with your attack. I'm saying for us, what we're trying to. Nah.
I'll take Gabriel Jesus for 25 mil.
Are you not really in a bad place, innit?
Gabriel Jesus isn't bad. That's not that much money either.
Yeah, he's not that bad, but he's not of a level.
He's way better than Werner.
That is true. But I
Like,
think but
at least if you give Gabriel Jesus chances, he'll score goals.
yeah, I think if you can go to your local power league or in your sense, Peter, wherever they play football over there and find someone who's more effective than
Like,
Werner.
I
Legit.
genuinely, I think some of my homies are better than Werner.
Yeah, I legit think you have dons you played football with who are better than
On
him.
my life, I'm better than Werner.
Yes,
On my
I
life,
believe
I'm
you. I
better
believe you, cuz. I believe you, cuz.
On my life,
I
I'm
believe
better.
you.
No, like,
Cuz
I'll be so real with you.
Cuz will
Like,
score.
I have
100%.
boys who could have played COVID Prem ball with Chelsea, who you just play through against Southampton, they would have bagged. Like, it's fine. They would have
100%.
bagged. Like,
Like, I've definitely played with dons who are better than Werner. 100%. 100%. Without question.
Like I just fully believe it. So when people are like Gabriel Jesus, no, I'm like, bruh. Like our own fans will be like, Jesus is shit. I'm like, we literally watch a combination of Havertz, Werner, and Pulisic and like Cho every week. Like, what are we talking about?
Yo, like legit, like my cousin who's currently in the football league in a youth setup at one of the teams, I think is better than Werner right now. 100%. Like without question. Like no doubt. He's got tech, like 100%. And he's quick, I'm telling you.
But our
without
fans, they will blindly defend some of these people. I'm like, guys, they don't know you. They don't care about us. Like, there's no way I'm getting in Twitter argument. Like, for me, right? I love Jorginho as a player. Like, he hasn't had a good season. That's fine. You guys can all bully him all you want. At the end of the day, unless your favorite player is Messi or Ronaldo or plays for Liverpool, none of those
Christensen.
None of those players have touched the Ballon d'Or podium recently. It's cool. Mine has. It's cool. You guys can get your jokes in now. You can tell them to go back to Italy. You can be xenophobic all you want. That's great. But, like, that's not going to change the fact that he dunked on England in their own stadium in their biggest game in their national team's history. That's not going to change the fact that he was key to us winning the Champions League. It's cool.
Why did Pickford save that fucking penalty, man? Do you know how much tears I was ready to drink that night?
I'm telling you, if Jorginho ended the Euros with the hops,
I would have gone to the next Chelsea game in an Italy shirt. I would have given a fuck. I'd have the dyed hair and everything. Yeah, hold that. I don't care if I live here. Hold that.
Bro, I completed football. Like, I've already won. Like, we won the Holy War. It's fine. Until Declan Rice brings me a Champions League, I ain't gonna like that nigga. It's cool.
It's worth 150 million. If we get him, I ain't gonna like him anyway because he won't ever justify it.
150 million.
Your players on 50 million who can't even justify their transfer, let alone 150.
I'm gonna make it crystal clear. You're hearing it first, exclusively on the Sarcasm City platform. If Declan Rice comes to this club, I have an agenda.
Let's go.
I'm making it perfectly clear. So listen, don't let that
same. I'll have the agenda too. You better play like one. Especially seeing I'm hearing rumors that certain like big content creator softs are getting paid to hype up some of these academy players.
Wait. Hold up. I'm just putting this out there. If there's anyone out here throwing up checks for PR, shout, man, innit? My email is in my bios on all my socials. That's me.
Yeah, to be honest, shamelessly, if I got that little bag, I'm turning it into a bag.
You know what I'm saying? So if you see me hyping
up,
if you not see me hyping on Marcus Rashford randomly, you know what it is, innit? Your boy got paid. I got shit I need, innit? I got family to feed, innit? I got myself to feed. I'm sorry, people. Go on, carry on, Peter.
Lewis, you know what it is though? Like, don't you guys find it weird that there was no talk about Chalobah in preseason potentially playing a role? All the hysteria was about fucking Lewis Bate going to Leeds under 23s, was about Mark Gahey going to play for Palace, and was about Livramento going to play for Southampton. No one talked about Chalobah's prospects. There was no hype. There was nothing, right? Then Chalobah comes in the team, starts playing well at the beginning of the season. Everybody acts like they were always behind him from day one. The beautiful thing about Twitter is, like, brother, I can see everything you've tweeted. There was no Chalobah prop because there's no bag for Chalobah prop. There's a bag for, like, current Cobham Academy prop. Like, I understand it. Some people have to move a certain way. They got to put foods on their plate. I get it. But it's just
I'm salty they didn't message me yet.
Like, take it all with, like, a pinch of salt, you know? Like, don't listen to these people. Like, Dujon Sterling isn't going to give a shit next season. Like, Shout out Dujon Sterling. You want to pay people to prop you up? That's cool. But like, my nigga, if all things go well, you ain't playing here. Like, it is what it is. But it's cool. But yeah, Rice is, I don't know, man. 150? Nah.
Yeah, that's what it is with
I
me.
wouldn't
like
even
I
pay
said.
half of that for him.
Like the price, like that's the biggest problem. I have people think, oh, you don't rate him. Like, no, I think he's a good DM. Well, that's as far as it goes. Like so
They
far,
play him
could he get better? Yes.
now as well. So what's even the fucking point? We need a DM, someone who sits.
Oh, you're the 6. Yeah, I hear you in that. But even as an 8, like I'm talking about for Manchester United, like I don't think he's a bad player. And he could get better. I just don't understand the hype right now when you get the likes of Jack Wilshere talking about, oh, there's not a better central midfielder in the country. I'm like, really? Or Europe or whatever he said. I'm like, wow. I'm like, do you not see what's going on? Do you not watch? Well, there we go. That's like Michael Richards saying that Kane was better than Benzema. You know what I'm saying? And he shut up about that quickly, but we move. Big up to one done. Yeah, go on, fam.
This is
go on, cuz.
This is revisionism because you guys don't want to bring up what happened in the Euros. This motherfucker got hooked off how many times? 60th minute. He got hooked. They told the big man, you ain't got the facilities to run. Allow it now.
Bro, all I know is when Jorginho, Verratti, and Barella stepped on the pitch at Wembley, England had 35% of the ball for 2 hours. I know what I saw.
Yeah.
I know what I saw. It's cool. He went out there with real hoopers and he got hooped on. It's cool. Like, it's like the England midfield is like the Bulls, right? Like they try hard, cool team, and like you could have all the pride and passion in the world, right? All the youthful exuberance you want. The Bulls are currently getting their heads beat in. They're down.
Yeah, they get moved to
4 minutes left against the Bucks, and they're about to get eliminated. Right? Told you, all the pride and passion ain't gonna matter if you can't hoop. So, like, the England midfield is the Bulls. The Italian midfield was the Bucks. It's cool. I knew it was going to happen. It was like, you're like, oh, that front line's not good. I'm like, I agree with you, but the midfield is amazing. And, like, we saw what happened. It's cool. So, like, I don't feel comfortable paying $100+ mil for somebody I'm going to put in the base of our midfield and then have to play Terrorball the next time we go back to the Bernabeu. Not going to feel comfortable with that. I would rather roll with declining Kante and Kovacic again, genuinely.
Oh, I hear you, fam. I hear you spitting. And to one done as well. I've heard about man have mentioned Timber before, but I don't know. I know he's versatile. I don't know what his preferred position is in terms of right back or centre back. But I hear again, he's another one. I hear nothing but good things about him. And whoever Ten Hag wants to bring in, I'm fully with. I've said that. Whoever he wants to keep, cool. Whoever he wants to get rid of, cool. Whoever he wants to bring in, cool. Let that man work. I just want to see a style and an idea and be smart with the recruitment. So if it is a Calvin Phillips, I've seen fans mad about that. I have no issue with a Calvin Phillips. Do I believe he's the end game? No, but United are not. We're not buying for the end game right now. We're buying to try and just improve. We're buying to become a solidified top 4 team and going from there. We're buying to be a solidified Champions League team where we're not at yet, to be able to compete with Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. And when I say compete, I'm not talking about in terms of the league. I'm talking about when we play these teams. Not so much Chelsea because we have a good record, but like Liverpool and Chelsea, like we give them a game. Like what Chelsea do when they play Liverpool and City. Liverpool and City are both bad than Chelsea. However, they don't roll them over. City don't just roll over Chelsea. Liverpool don't just roll over Chelsea. We all watched the Carabao Cup final. And it took, the 22nd penalty to separate those two teams. We watched the game when they played them at the Bridge. It was 2-2. We watched the game at Anfield earlier on in the season. Same with City. Like, they just don't. Look how we get bopped when we play Liverpool or we play Manchester City. Like, I just want to see, yeah, man, like, us be competitive. That's it. And now C1, I wouldn't pay 70 million for Rice. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I know you're a Rice stan C1, man. That's your guy, man. I know you are all passion. You were talking about it's coming home, fam. Don't think we forgot about you in the Euros.
70 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, I won't pay 70 million for him. C1 would, though. C1's fully on board in that. That's what he said. He said he's supporting England in the World Cup and that. Timber can play centre-back, right-back, holding midfield, or long-term, I see him as a future centre-back. But if he comes in now, there's a little chance of him slotting in. Our left-sided centre-back, Prem, is a different kettle of fish, and he's only 20. Yeah, you need to. It's all well and good being versatile, but you need to pick a position eventually.
Hey, we'll give you guys Ampadu. If you need somebody who can be versatile, we got you.
No, we got our own versatile guys. You know what I'm saying? We got people that are equally as bad in all positions.
Timber,
You ain't got first
the
college Europa League winner, so that's what you don't got.
the thing is with Timber though, Flawless is the only redeeming factor. If you guys want to get Timber, he's worked with Ten Hag. He's working with Ten Hag now. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that could work.
Yeah, I'm all for it. That's why when I hear like Timber and I hear Anthony, it makes sense. It makes sense why you would want to bring those players in. And that's why I think Donny van de Beek will play as well. And I think our midfield will probably be Donny, Bruno, and whoever the new six is. As much as I wanted to be
have a
Donny.
relegation on his CV. Nah, that's gonna be nuts. Donny.
Oh shit, yeah, he is as well. Mad.
Yeah,
he should have went Palace. He should have went Palace.
That's what happens, bro. You could have
went Palace, man.
that.
I don't know why he didn't go Palace unless he just didn't want to go down south pause. But you know, like, it is what it is. Should have went. Surfer says I ain't paying 70 million for someone to carry Mount's bags and do his laundry. Nah, man, that's the common connection, fam. You want to hate him? You got Mount, Rice, Gallagher.
We already have done. We paid 72 mil for it.
This guy,
crazy.
This guy talking about Havertz, you know. That's clutch Champions League goal scoring. You get me attacker. Kai Havertz.
Last Champions League game we played, he weren't fucking clutch.
Hey, Flawless, question. How many goals do you think Kai Havertz has scored in the Champions League?
What, in overall or this season?
In his entire career.
His entire career. So he's spent 2 seasons. I'd say, where was he at before Leverkusen? I'd say 5.
The answer is 4.
Okay, I was one off.
I knew it.
I was one off. But how many games though? How many games has he played?
Let me actually look that up. I think it's like 17, 18, dude. It's not like a low.
Yeah,
I told you, Batshukai, bruv.
Batshukai, that's different.
Few clutch goals and that's
hey, respect Batshukai for that winner in Amsterdam. We're not going to disrespect.
No, it was the same energy. Like, respect him. He scored the winning goal in the Champions League final. Nice. So give me some consistency or duck out. Same with Batshukai.
Hey. What I'm trying to say is Batshukai is a better goal scorer than Kai Havertz.
No, they're both the same. The more touches you give them, the less they do with the ball. Simple as.
Jesus.
If Havertz hasn't done anything with his first 2 touches, that's it. Don't get me started on this guy when he's 1v1.
Yeah, he's made 21
painful, man. His step overs are slower than Lukaku's.
Scored 4 times.
He scored 4 and 21.
Actually, no, 26. I lied. 26.
Jesus, 4 and 26.
No, 28.
4 and 28.
You know what I missed though, low key. I missed the days where we could just sign a random hooper from Atletico Madrid like Diego Costa, and he just bags straight away.
And just hoop.
This is what I miss. There's no bullshit signing where you have to wait like a kid, like you buying 21-year-old kids and shit, prodigy, star boys.
Bro, I miss
Arsenal, man.
I remember the day when the Fabregas holding the kit. That photo popped up on Twitter, and everybody thought it was Photoshop. I remember that day because they were at the World Cup, and then I got to watch the entire World Cup knowing that we were getting Fabregas and Diego Costa. So I didn't care about football. People like Spain suck, Costa's gonna flop, and then he scored 7 and 3, and I just was telling everybody to hold that. It was incredible.
Oh, man. Donny's missus was pregnant, and the move to Everton meant he could stay close from a footballing point of view. Therefore, should have gone Palace. That makes sense then, bro.
That's adorable. That's adorable. Great.
Now
he's a dad, and he's gonna get relegated.
This is not what we're doing, man. That makes sense. I'm not letting you do this. This is not what we're doing.
That's adorable. Your dad in the championship. That's dope.
This is not what we're doing. Now he coming back to us. He good. You know what I'm saying? That's Super Frankie Lampard.
Bro, he could have got his wife a nice hotel room for like 5 months and just sat there and watched them hoop at Goodison at the Selhurst Park. But it's cool.
It is what it is. I hate that, but I understand the other side as well. I don't know the ins and outs of that. The Lit has worked with Ten Hag and is probably more qualified to come in currently. Granted, he'd be more. I don't want the Lit again. He don't fit the profile. He's too similar to Varane. That's the problem. Said this already, man. When it comes to that center, like the partner you want next to Varane in that center, like you need someone who's aggressive, someone who's physically dominant, someone who's quick. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for another Varane to play there, and that's what the Lit reminds me of. He's just that style. He's that profile. He's that type. Like we need a Ramos, not Ramos, but a Ramos-esque. Not Rudiger, but somebody like that. Somebody like a Canate.
Has 4 Champions League goals in like 2,000 minutes.
He has what? Say that again?
4 Champions League goals in nearly 2,000 minutes.
Jesus. Did he play any Champions League football with Leverkusen?
Yes. 2 seasons.
That's why then that adds into it then, because Leverkusen weren't doing no bits.
He played 500 Champions League minutes with them and got no goals and no assists. I don't care.
Jesus. It's kind of peak out here.
He probably played like in Astana or something and still couldn't do anything.
Leverkusen are moving like AC Milan in Europe. It's peak.
It's cool.
Flawless, do you think we can get Frankie de Jong? Possibly. The link is there. But it depends if we want to go in and try and snatch him from Barca. But yes, 100%. There's many players I don't think United can't get. Big up Mange as well. We are going to close out the show very shortly. Surfer you Island with that comment. Black Diamond says, the lit has regressed in Serie A of all places. I watch Serie A, he ain't it. And Mino Riola too. I even mind Mino Riola and that. It's like, it's all about the play. Like, if it's a player we need and we have to deal with him, deal with him. I don't care about all that extra stuff. Just deal with what needs to be done on the pitch. Flawless, what do you think of Calvin Phillips? Decent player. If he's available at the right price, would I like to see him join United? I wouldn't be mad at it. But is he my first choice? Is he on my list? No. You just want pure aggression in it. I'm not too invested in Varane due to his injury record and the fact he's 29. Both of them and slabs will need replacing sooner or later. No, I want aggression because I believe that's what's best next to Varane. And when you see he played next to Ramos, he played next to Pepe, that type, I'm thinking. And if it is with Varane, even if you're not invested, I mean, I'd still want that because you still need two centre-backs. So either or, which we probably need two centre-backs anyway because Bailly's going to leave. Jones will probably leave. Maguire's not good enough. Lindelof's not good enough. That leaves us with solely just Varane. So we need two centre-backs anyway. So regarding maybe we bring someone up from the youth system. Maybe one of the youth players come through. But then that's a lot to put on a youth player as backup to come play centre-back for Manchester United. So before we move, but we're going to close out the show anyway, people. We're going to close out the show. Yo, Lewis, let them know where they can find you and anything you want to add.
Carefree Lewis G on everything. Well, we're going to be doing another stream at 3 p.m, so check it out. And yeah, I'll be on DR Sports for the United Chelsea game, so be there to watch me rage at these attackers for another 90 minutes as they piss me off and depress me. And yeah, I'll up the Chelsea, I guess.
You can see Lewis is thrilled. Make sure you check that out. He's on Don Robbie's Watch Along on DR Sports, people. So make sure you do that. And like he said, Carefree Lewis across all socials. Yo, Cuz, anything you want to add, let the people know where they can find you.
You can catch me right here, man. Dedicated
go.
to coach, Sarcasm City TV, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here tomorrow for the NBA stream. Come
Let's go. Let's go. And obviously, Cuz, if you want to jump on the Watch Along, feel free as well. Yo, Peter, anything else you want to add?
Nah, man, you guys can catch me here.
Let's go.
We play Man United tomorrow, but nobody cares.
Pretty much so.
See how that goes.
Yo, Timo, we just popped back to laugh at Lewis's misery. Yo, anything you want to add, fam?
Fuck Patrick Beverly, bruv.
Yeah, this is very random. I'm saying fuck Pat Bev, who, won more playoff games than your entire team last season, but we move. This season, sorry. How many playoff wins has LeBron James got, fam?
I'm in Cancun.
Yeah, that's what I thought, innit? Yeah. Well, love to everyone that has locked in. We're back here. I was going to say tomorrow. Back here today, people. 5 p.m. UK time. Man Them United podcast. That'll be 5 p.m. So obviously, I'll be talking about the Chelsea game in more depth. Plus answering any Manchester United questions because some drama could happen from now up until that show goes on. Then the United Chelsea watch along right here on the YouTube channel. And then we're back on the Twitch as well. Hey, Surfer, watch your damn mouth. We're back on the Twitch, people. For basketball NBA watch-alongs, we are doing the Raptors 7-6ers. So that is the game 6. Obviously, the 7-6ers were 3-0 up. Now it's 3-2 going into that game 6. Peter will be there, keeping an eye on the Suns-Pelicans game 6 as well. The Suns trying to close out that series. And then the game later after that is Javs-Mavs game 6. But I'm not going to lie, I'm not sure if we're doing that. I'm not sure, but we probably will because we'll be there. The numbers are big, we'll continue. But I'm just not interested in Javs-Mavs, the game 6. Game 7, yes. But game 6, no. All right. Love to everyone that's locked in. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule here on the YouTube and on the Twitch. It lets you know all the shows that are coming up, people. But love, make sure you hit the like button, share it across all socials, and subscribe to the channel. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.